into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Well, the time now is 6 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. A very good morning to you, South Africa. My name is Jamie Domberg, reporting live for duty on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let me tell you, you are in for a treat this morning. We are cooking up some amazing dishes for you, so get prepared, get that ingredients list out, because we are going to be cooking along with you this morning. Also, it is Health Tuesdays here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, so you know we are answering all your questions with regard to COVID-19, from the vaccines. We obviously brought in all the professionals to answer any of your questions. So if you do have questions, do connect with us on our social media platforms, Expresso Morning Show on S3. We are here to keep you informed, entertained for the next 3 hours, but also, once again, connect with you on social media. And one person who is buzzing to do so is none other than Mr. Carl Wasty. A very good morning to you, Carl Wasty.
Goeiemorgen! It's so nice to see you. It is a great morning, it really is. And you know, today we're all about the recipes. Today we are all about making sure that the food is phenomenal and there's quality for you. And I actually wanted to ask you something on social media. So if you've got some time, get onto the Expresso Facebook page and answer something very, very quickly. Which South African dish do you think deserves more respect? I think it's one thing is it's quite important to realize that there are so many dishes that we have. I mean, think about amadombolo, amagwinya, aka fet cook. Think about tomato breedy. Think about biryani. Think about all those things that make us who we are. Malva pudding, whatever it may be. Also, the why is vitally important. For instance, if there is actually a dish there that you perhaps don't know about, then I'd say, you know what? Do some research and get into the South African vibe and make it happen, because that's exactly what we're doing. We're trying to make it happen for you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So celebrate those recipes that are proudly South African, and of course we'll share those a little later in the show. Plus, as Jamie Lee mentioned, there are so many things to look out for. It's Health Tuesday, and you know, when it comes to health, we want to make sure that everybody is in the know about the vaccine. There's a new rollout happening. If you have any questions, make sure those are on standby as we get on to somebody who is on standby for you right now. It's Jamie Lee with the news.
Thank you so much, Carl Wasty. Time to start and find out what's happening in and around the world. Starting with your local news first. Now, 6 more individuals alleged to be instigators involved in the recent civil unrest have been arrested. Acting Minister in the presidency, Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, said no new incidents of looting had been reported of late. Now, she said 3 additional deaths reported in KZN had taken the death toll to 215 as a result of the protests. Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa earlier said that the attacks were, and we quote, organized, coordinated and well planned, and that no stone will be left unturned in bringing the instigators to book. Now, a new South African record was set by the Bos Blanco Beefmaster stud when it sold the bull Bos 1661003 to Chris van Heerden of Gamto Farming near Bronkhorstspruit for 1.1 million rand. Now, this is the highest price ever paid for a Beefmaster bull in South Africa and almost double the previous record of 600,000 rand. Now, the bull was bought at the national sale of the Beefmaster Cattle Breeders Society of South Africa held in Paris. The in-calf cow, Bos 166364, was sold by Bos Blanco and also bought by Van Heerden for the record price of 350,000 rand. And then looking to news further abroad, the Ethiopian government says it has met its second-year target for filling a dam on the River Nile and says it plans to start electricity production within months. Now, the controversial multi-billion-dollar Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam has stoked tension with both Egypt and Sudan. Cairo is extremely concerned that the country's water supply will be affected by the project, as 95% of Egypt's population is centered around the river. The 3 countries have held numerous rounds of negotiations but have failed to resolve the dispute. And then the European drug regulator is evaluating an application to use the arthritis medication Kineret for the treatment of COVID-19. Now, the application is specific for the treatment of COVID-19 in adult patients who have pneumonia or are at risk of experiencing severe respiratory problems. Now, the European Medicines Agency says it will examine the data from 2 clinical trials that is conducted to determine the safety and efficacy of the drug. Kineret slows down the activity of the immune system and reduces inflammation. And then next, NASA flies to rescue the Cape's natural treasures. Now, when one thinks of America's National Aeronautical Space Administration, known to us all as NASA, images that spring to mind are undoubtedly astronauts, rocket launchers, etc. Certainly not Fynbos, but hang on, in 2023, NASA plans to spend some 12.14 million rand flying planes over the Greater Cape Floristic region to map marine, freshwater and also ecosystems in one of Mother Earth's biodiversity hotspots. Now, they will measure the height and structure of vegetation and collect ultraviolet, visual, thermal and other imagery from terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems. Now, these will be used to map the southwestern Cape's biodiversity. Now, this was said by Adam Wilson, a US biogeographer and principal investigator. He said the Greater Cape Floristic region is a truly fascinating place. It has extremely high plant diversity. Now, the leadership team includes Jasper Slingsby from UCT and Glenn Moncrief from the South African Environmental Observation Network. Institutional partners also include SANParks, Cape Nature, the South African National Biodiversity Institute, and the South African National Space Agency. On that note, that is where I leave your 6 o'clock news headlines. Here is Carl Wasey with a first look at the sports.
Thanks a lot, Jamie Lee. Let's take a look at the sporting action for this morning, and starting off with South Africa, who won the first T20 international match against Ireland at the Village in Dublin yesterday. The Proteas posted 165 for 7 in their 20 overs, with top scorer Aidan Markram hitting 39 from 30 deliveries. The hosts failed to reach their target of 166 as Tabraiz Shamsi put in a superb performance to pick up 4 wickets as South Africa won by 33 runs. The second T20 match will take place on Thursday from 5 p.m. On to some other good news for South Africans. South African tennis star Kevin Anderson moved up 39 places in this week's ATP rankings following his victory in Rhode Island. The 35-year-old claimed his 7th career ATP title on Sunday after defeating 20-year-old Jensen Brooksby in straight sets, 7-6, 6-4, in a match that lasted 2 hours and 11 minutes. And onto the golfing world. Despite a third-place finish in the Open Championship at Royal St. George's, Louis Oosthuizen has moved within the top 10 on the official world golf ranking. The South African, who was the overnight leader, lost out to debutant and eventual winner Colin Morikawa on Sunday. The move up to 9th in the world ranking should be considered a win for Oosthuizen, who had not been in the top 10 since 2013. That's a wrap-up of your sport for now. Let's take a first look at your sunrise photos as well as the weather.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wasey. Now, yes, the South African Weather Service has warned of snow and 2 cold fronts over the Western Cape and Northern Cape provinces. Now, one made landfall yesterday afternoon, with a second following tomorrow. The Weather Service has warned of cold to very cold conditions from midweek into the weekend across large parts of the country. Now, widespread snowfall, heavy rains and very cold conditions are likely over the Northern and Western Cape tomorrow. The cold fronts are expected to spread to the central and eastern interior on Thursday. Now, the Weather Service has also issued a yellow level 4 alert for tomorrow, which could result in heavy downpours, flooding of roads and vulnerable communities. A yellow level 3 alert was also issued for significant low freezing levels expected over the interior of the Western Cape tomorrow into Thursday, and then snow can also be expected during this period. And then, of course, while we do enjoy experiencing a sunrise from your part of South Africa, we do have some international viewers tuning in on both YouTube and the Africa channel in the USA. This morning, however, we are reporting on the weather for the city of San Francisco in California. Now, it is known as a cultural, commercial and financial center of Northern California, and the Golden Gate Bridge is one of the iconic landmarks people have come to associate with the city. Now, it is a 1.6-kilometer wide bridge stretching across the San Francisco Bay. Today, however, San Francisco can expect a partly cloudy day with some low-lying cloud cover, and of course the maximum for the area will be a mild 21 degrees Celsius. Again, we want to say this every single day. Thank you so much to each and every one of you that take the time to capture the beautiful sunrise photos that we receive on a daily basis. We truly, truly appreciate each and every one of them. Starting us off this morning is Alan Rudnicki, who shared this beautiful morning shot from Paternoster in the Western Cape, showing off this little rowboat in the foreground, which is so suitably named happiness, spreading happiness on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning. We could all do with some happiness right now, and this picture is certainly putting us on the right track. So thank you so much to you, Ellen. And then next we head a little further north up the coast to KZN, where De Alvin from Escort shared this gorgeous shot, capturing the sky filled with hues of blue, pink, and purple. Absolutely stunning. And then, of course, you know this, we love interacting and hearing from you, our viewers. So please keep sharing your sunrise photos with us on the Expresso Facebook page, and who knows, you may just see your sunrise photo here next time. But right now, let's start off with your temperatures for today. We start off with you, Polokwane. Do expect a low of 5 today, peaking at 19. If you do find yourself in Umbombela, expect a range of 10 to 27. Pretoria, for you, it is 4:18. Johannesburg, expect a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 15. Mahikeng today ranges from 2 to 20, and then Klerksdorp coming through with a low of 3 and a high of 19. Kimberley can be seen with a low of 0, peaking at 20, and then Bloemfontein following shortly with a low of 0 and a high of 18. Richards Bay, for you, it is 13 at 27. Pietermaritzburg coming through with a low of 6 and a high of 25, and then South Africa's playground, Durban, showing off with some sunshine today with a range of 14 to 22. Mthatha, for you, it is 5:24. East London, 10:21, and then Craddock can be seen with a low of 2 and a high of 22. Gqeberha, do expect some rain coming your way with a 64% chance of rain, ranging from 8 to 17. George as well, 80% chance of rain for you with a low of 5 and a high of 11. The Mother City can also expect rain today with a 60% chance of rain and a low of 9 and a high of 14. Worcester, for you, it is 5:15. Sutherland ranges from 2 to 8, and then last but definitely not least, Uppington can be seen with a low of 3 and a high of 22. Well, that is where I leave your weather. You're on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Thank you very much, Jamie Lee Domberg. It sounds like most parts of the country are cooling up. You better be keeping warm throughout the day today. It's time for us to learn a word in a special African or South African language. Translate just one word into your own home language and find out how easy it is to help children fall in love with reading. It's such an important thing. Now, with this small act of generosity, you can help Cadbury Dairy Milk reach their goal to co-author 1,500 children's storybooks in African languages by 2023. It's a big, big goal, but it's possible.
I think it is really important because as soon as you relate to something in your own language, the magic of the book comes to life.
Right.
It's not like let's translate this, let's translate that. And the whole idea is to translate. So we're going to challenge ourselves today.
Okay.
And we want you to also just help us out here with translating a brand new word. Now, to get you started, we're giving you a word that is widely used here. And we're actually mentioning it today because we want to do this on social media. We're asking some questions around, well, which South African dish do you feel that deserves more respect? So, whether it is knowing what ingredient to use or how much of it, you always need a recipe to follow in the kitchen.
Wow.
And we always put those up on expressoshow.com. So,
is that the word?
That's the word, recipe. So tell us what the word recipe is when translated into Sesotho.
Okay. I mean, I don't mean to flex, because I actually know what the word is.
I know it's a challenging word, but give us...
the word in Sesotho for recipe is recipe.
I would never have guessed.
I actually would never have guessed as well. I got to learn this for the first time today.
Yeah.
Wow, recipe. Recipe in Sesotho. Interesting.
This is the great thing about language as well. You know, if you know in Xhosa, class 9, it's all those Afrikaans words. So like if you look at tafel in Afrikaans, itafile. Venster, ifestile. So it's great the fact that our languages, our African languages, are actually connected.
They unite us in one way or another, in more ways than one. Now, help ensure that all children in the country can enjoy enchanting African language tales in their very own language by translating just one word and help co-author a library of African language children's storybooks. Hashtag in our own words.
You can visit cadbury.co.za and at Cadbury Dairy Milk SA on Facebook or at Cadbury_SA on Twitter and Instagram to start sharing your words. It is a recipe to success.
Do you know what Carl is in Xhosa?
What?
Carl.
Thank you.
Welcome back on this Tuesday, which happens to be a hashtag Tuesday, and this weather is screaming for a stylish pair of chinos. Crafted from luxurious brushed cotton yarns with added stretch for comfort, these chinos are designed for a tight fit around the thighs and the ankles. I love the look, I love the feel. So today, I've got two pairs to choose from, and I need your help, please. So we're going to start with the black chinos. They give, I think, a nice sophisticated edge to any outfit. Can be dressed up with a nice sharp shirt, a jacket, maybe a tee and a jacket, or you can dress it down with a basic tee, maybe a nice printed tee like this might go beautifully. Then you've got the grey chinos, probably a little bit more relaxed, maybe more smart, casual, still very trendy. And what I love about the graph is that the grey, it makes a perfect foil to go with bright colours, make another colour pop. And again, I think it'll go quite nicely with the two-tone grey with this kind of deep maroon red. Could work really well, but the choice is yours. It's all up to you. Let us know which colour chinos. Get your vote today. You can head over to Expresso's social media pages and you can comment on the poll post. Then I'll be wearing the winning chinos for the duration of today's show. It's not much of a prize for you, but it's something because it's a Tuesday. But I can't make up my mind at all, so hoping you can. Don't know.
All right, it is time to meet our musical guest here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. And this particular person has been rocking it out since he was 7 years old. So please welcome our musical guest. Get over here, my brother. Come on. I love it. The Pharrell hat works. Yes.
Thank you.
Massive round of applause. Now, for anybody that would like to pronounce S-E-V-E, we need to sort it out for them, because usually it would be, you know, 7.
Yes.
But now you've got S-E-V-E.
Yes.
So pronunciation is the best.
Yes, Seve.
Seve. That's right.
There we go.
Seve. The musical skills are heavy. That's how it goes. So, you know, you're going to be performing today. We're very excited about it.
Thank you so
I think it's going to be fantastic.
Thank you so much.
And when it comes to, you know, the music that you're about to provide for us as well, you started since you were 7 years old, is that correct?
Sir,
Is that where Seve came from?
Yes. My name is originally Severiano, but for short it's Seve.
Severiano?
Seve, yes. Yeah, Italian.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes. All right, so I'll tell you what, we got a little something over here because we do want to make sure that you, you know, get a proper introduction. The man is a performing artist, he's a performer, he's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's here, Seve, and this is the latest track called Better Days. So take a look at this. Sorry, it's got vibing along with it. That's Seve with Better Days. You made us hear that one a little later, but I just wanted to chat a bit more about the musical journey. So, Seve, welcome to the couch. Let's start off with the start of the 7 years old.
Yes, sir.
Where were you performing?
Church. Foundation Church, yes.
Okay, and I mean, this is the Sunday service type of vibe.
Yeah, praise and worship, you know, you go to church with your parents and you just admire everyone that's playing drums and that's in the band. And, you know, everything starts off there, and then you just ask, like, Pastor, can I play? Can I sing? Is there space for me in the praise and worship team? Yeah. You know, and then, it kicks off there. You know, church is the foundation for many artists, I think.
It is indeed, And I mean, it really gives everybody a lot of strength hearing those songs as well.
Exactly.
Now, Better Days, that's so funky, it's groovy. A couple of celebrity cameos in the music videos we saw right now. What's Better Days all about? Yeah,
Better Days is basically, I wrote the song in the lockdown. I released it. I actually wrote it in Spain and released it in the lockdown. In this whole pandemic, this negative pandemic that we're in, and I just decided that I'm going to release it and just mention that there is better days, a positive message, a happy message, you know, for people that is facing this whole negative and the sad times that we're in, you know. So I just decided that I'm gonna release the song in this time.
Yes.
And so yeah, Better Days, it speaks for itself. Better Days.
Indeed, and I mean positivity is so important as well when it comes to better days. I know that that is something that's vitally important, and I hope everybody feels that when they hear the song later. You've been collaborating with so many different artists, some incredible artists as well. Do you want to give us any scoops as to who you're collaborating with right now?
I'm busy with Verd. He's from Johannesburg.
I know Verd, okay.
Verd, yeah, so we released the track last month.
Yeah.
So we're gonna release another one soon. So yeah, that's in the pipeline now. So yeah.
Great stuff. And then 2021, just ahead, you know, beyond the collab with Verd, is there anything else we can expect from Seve?
Yes, definitely more music videos, and yeah, a bit of traveling as well. By God's grace, and then yeah, we're looking forward to good things.
Traveling and music.
Yeah.
Must be nice, my word. That's great. Okay, I actually wanted to ask you something. So we're asking every single individual about a certain dish, a South African dish that they feel that needs a lot more respect than it's been getting. Do you have a South African dish that you believe needs more respect?
Potjikos?
You know what I'm saying? Because that is an art. Let's be honest. Potjikos is an art. Because often you get the uncle who overcooks everything because they're too busy having a dop on the side.
True.
You know
too
what
much
I'm saying?
oil or too much water.
You understand?
No.
Yes, potjikos. I agree with you. And then I think personally, there are so many great things that I could say. I think tomato breedy is something that more people need to experience in life. If they want better days, have tomato breedy. I'm just saying. That's just an idea for you. But either way, I think it's fantastic to have you along. I know you got some surprises up your sleeve. You might be adding a couple of covers.
Yes, sir.
I saw Joe in the mix there. And Joe, can I tell you, back in the day, Joe was like the artist that you play if you want to, if you want to impress somebody, you gooi a bit of Joe.
Come on.
So we're going to do just that with you, with Seve on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Stick around for that. This is Expresso on S3.
Thanks so much.
Steve, the music kid, he's in the house. He's going to be entertaining us all throughout the morning. So do connect with us on our Facebook, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, as he goes along with his thing. Time for some kitchen inspiration. We're talking dosas today. Have you heard that word? I have heard that word many times. In fact, I love dosas. They're Indian pancakes. They're often filled with spicy potatoes, and they're served with fresh chutney or sambal. And this easy recipe, or recipe, is perfect for a vegetarian main meal, especially when served with a creamy clover classic dairy snack, coriander and mint chutney. Got your attention? Hopefully, oh yes. Oh, yes. G-Man, you are bringing out and pulling out all the tricks this morning to bring us to life.
There's quite a few things involved here, but I think it's actually relatively simple. So obviously we've got the dosa and we've got the filling. And so I'm going to start with the filling, which is bang full of flavor. It's potatoes, but it's on a different level. This is like hitting the stratosphere in terms of those curry flavors.
Based on the spices you've got laid out there, I already can tell that the explosion of flavor.
A few that we haven't used before, or certainly that I haven't cooked with before. So I think this is going to be layers of flavor. It's going to be one of those that you taste it and then you're just going to be going on this journey. Your senses are going to be completely overwhelmed, which is what you want out of a veggie dish. Don't skimp on the flavor. If you're going meat-free, make sure that you've got even more flavor woven in. So let's go. I've got the pan on the go. I'm going to put a little bit of oil there. And then, as we always do, as we learned from the amazing chefs on this show, we cook out our spices just a little bit to release the flavors, but also to get the flavors into the oil, because the oil is going to then coat the...
It needs to gel all in and be together.
The binding force. Okay, so I've got a little bit of salt and pepper going in there as well. And just remember, the salt and pepper, keep going as you go. I'm going to put some curry leaves in there as well. Some brown mustard seeds, which I've never used.
Oh, wow. I've not seen you use brown mustard seeds in any recipe.
How very dare you.
How very double dare I.
I'm just expecting them to pop and burst with flavour. Then we've got some
love it.
turmeric.
Which is fantastic. I mean, that is really, it's got superpowers, especially during this time of the year. Anti-inflammatory. It's all the protection you need in a bowl or in a pot.
Then we've got some cumin powder, and then we've got some cumin seeds. So again, we're doubling up on the flavour. Then we've got some paprika. It smells like smoked paprika. I'm sure either would do. And then we've got some beautiful little sesame seeds.
There's a lot of seeds going in there, eh?
Yeah, man. So this is going to add a textural element as well to your beautiful potatoes.
I like that.
So I'm going to let those flavours start to really infuse.
Great. While you're doing that, I'm going to start chopping up some mint leaves here, because mint is a very important part of the chutney that we're making. So I'm responsible for the chutney. I know it sounds like I've gone for the easier thing to make make here, I promise you, this chutney is anything but simple in its nature. It's going to be so, so impressive when you see it. So our mint leaves in there. We're going to be mixing those up with some coriander. You can already tell the marriage between mint and coriander. I mean, this is going to be quite special.
For something like this, you want that pop of fresh, I think, is I'm putting a little bit of lemon juice in there.
Totally. And then now I'm getting Clover Classic Dairy Snack going in there. And I'll tell you why. Because Clover Classic Dairy Snack, it's smooth, it's delicious, and it's creamy. It's perfect, and it's the perfect taste. It's timeless taste as well. It comes in a variety of flavors. Today, we're using the plain flavor to give our spiced potatoes, which Graham is making over there, that, you know, spiced dosa experience that they need.
Okay, you'll see I popped in the potatoes and immediately kind of mixing them around, and you can see how those fried off spices are already coating the potatoes.
Nice.
And that's exactly what you want. I'm going to reduce the heat a little bit.
They look really good.
Cook through. It looks and it smells absolutely amazing.
Lemon juice going into my chutney over here for that acidity, so that it neutralizes everything, but also adds the acidity.
Okay, I'm going to quickly throw together the dosa. Get you going.
So if you want to get your hands on this recipe, we've made it super, super simple for you. Go onto our website. It's www.expressoshow.com. On there, a list of all the ingredients, all the 1,000 seeds we've had this morning. They'll be listed there. You'll have them all and how to bring it all together.
Okay, so the last phase here is to create our little dosas. They do look like cute little rotis, and they're made predominantly out of chickpea flour. So that's what we've got here is the dominant flour.
Okay.
You can get all the ratios in the recipe, but it looks like about 2 cups of chickpea flour, then about ½ cup of normal flour, and then our baking powder.
All
Give it a
going
little bit of
in
rice, and then our water, and you'll notice this is quite a wet dough, which is apparently what you want, because it's almost coming out like a kind of slightly thick pancake.
Well, I almost asked you if that was water or vinegar, and I'm so glad that you actually mentioned what that was, because I'm sure I am not the only person who might think that vinegar needs to go into that. Okay, cool.
Okay, there we go. A nice wet mixture.
Yes.
It's quite nice and aerated. You just want to make sure...
Sir, your potatoes over here. Wow.
Take a look at that,
I mean, this is an experience in a pan. Look at this. Look at the color of it. All those spices having come together and coated it.
See why it's so important to get the spices into the oil first, so that oil then becomes the kind of the body that carries them through across all of the surfaces of the food. Okay, I think our batter looks absolutely beautiful. I'm going to pop across to our pan. And
so you would have added some oil, a little bit there, just so it doesn't stick, I imagine.
And then we are for away.
Yeah.
I'm just going kind of on instant.
You kind of have to be very delicate with that step, right?
But yeah, you just want it to be big enough to be able to kind of hold enough of the filling. But as I said, it's kind of like a large flapjack or a small pancake somewhere in between.
Yes.
But that's going to be a beautiful kind of carrier for all of this beautiful flavor that we have jammed into our potatoes.
The smell.
And it actually, with all of the ingredients that we were putting into this, came together unbelievably quickly. And I mean, with the potatoes, just make sure you cook them until they're nice and soft.
And you can make lots. When it comes to potatoes, the one thing I really like is you can make lots and lots
A little goes a long way, and this is going to be a very economical meal as well.
Very filling. Well, that's what the final product looks like. Oh, yes! Oh,
absolute
yes!
Magic.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you get into an inspired Tuesday. Get on expressoshow.com.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks, Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic!
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And of course, a little bit earlier, I needed your help to help me choose between a pair of grey and black chinos. Beautiful brushed cotton, so good to wear. Just couldn't decide which ones to wear. Let's find out which ones got the most votes this morning. Interestingly enough, quite a few people decided to weigh in, which is always cool. Johan Papier saying grey, sir. Yes, the grey one, according to Leslie Johnson. Thank you, very nice. Josephine Pigstone says the black chinos. Josephine, I hope you're having the most phenomenal morning. One of our most valued viewers, undoubtedly. And then I can't quite see the name there, but look, Graham, the grey chinos, it is a yes from me. Good morning. Right back at you, hun. Boo, that was Lamise Morris. Good morning, Lamise. Then Umkamolo saying black chino is always a great choice. I hear you, girl. I hear you. Norma Parker Parenzi saying the grey is a yes for me. It looks like the greys have their nose out in front at this stage. Any more comments that need to weigh into our poll? I think that's it. So it looks like our grey pair of pants has won. Congratulations, Mr. Grey Pair of Pants. Well done. I dig it, man. It's like 5 shades of grey. Grey on grey on grey on grey. But I can dig it, and I will enjoy wearing them. Remember, the quality sale is still on at Woolworths, where you can get up to a whopping 50% off on selected fashion, beauty, and homeware items. I went and bought the most adorable baby stuff. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. It really is a phenomenal sale. You can shop it at Woolworths in store. You can actually see the things that you can go online, or you can go into their amazing app. Cool.
Well, I'm loving the flow of everything this morning. Outfit, check.
Check,
Morning
check.
cup of something, something. Mine's over here. Jamie Lee, yours is coming right up. And it's hashtag Travel Tuesday. We're heading to the volcanic soils of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Yes, buckle up. It's going to be a trip. Now, this beautiful country in the tropical heart of Africa, it's known for its extraordinarily diverse wildlife. It's got incredible rainforests and rich cultural heritage. You want to just soak it all up. And now, the country has also seen its fair share of conflict. We know that, but the effects of which have certainly crippled the country's production of world-renowned coffee. And so I'm really excited about this initiative and this move that Nespresso is taking to really go in there and reignite that passion and the production.
Are you ready for it?
Well, is that an offer or a challenge?
But listen, with their Reviving Origins limited edition coffee, Nespresso is helping to also restore the coffee industry to its prime and giving the world a taste of the fine coffee the DRC was known for, with the aptly named, get this, Kahawa ya Congo, which means Hope of Congo coffee. Kahawa. Are you ready for one?
Kahawa ya Congo. Am I not already having the Kahawa ya Congo?
Yes, I did make a lungo for you, so I'm going to get into espresso because, you know, I like it short. I want to do a quick shot.
Yep, short like you. I love that. Well, the first organic coffee in Reviving Origins range is the organic Congolese Arabica. It is dark. Yes, it's short roast and it's medium grind. It tastes so good. Smooth coffee with fruity and biscuity, nutty aromas. You can smell it from a distance. Honestly, you really it invites you. It's very inviting, and of course you can enjoy that as an espresso or as a lungo.
And of course we know that Reviving Origins is also part of Nespresso's AAA sustainability program. So it's not just about coffee. It really is about investing in bringing affordable healthcare and also clean water to communities.
It's all about promoting gender equality in coffee farming, which is an important move, and better farming practices that produce high-quality coffee in a sustainable way. That's what they're doing. Certified organic coffee farmers, they increased from just over 450 in 2019 to, listen to this, more than 2,500 in 2020. So this really is working in that space.
Are you happy?
I am more than happy.
And now you can say coffee, check.
Coffee, check. Now, this Reviving Origins range is taking us on a pleasantly unexpected coffee journey. Thank you so much, Emily.
This is how you start any day here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Can't wait to taste more.
Every time you brew a cup of Reviving Origins coffee,
you're restoring land,
empowering farmers, and supporting livelihoods.
So every sip touches hundreds of lives.
And offers an inspiring taste experience in return.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show on S3. Time to get up. It's time to work out, everybody, because if you're looking for a way to sculpt your glutes and tone your thighs, then look no further. Personal trainer and business owner Jihan Abrams is back with another workout to get your body ready for summer. Oh yes, because summer bodies are made in winter, everybody. Now, a sculpted butt and toned legs really does improve your athletic performance. It prevents injury, makes your body feel stronger, and helps you maintain a solid level of exercise each week. Now, Jihan, you are ready, you're smiling. I'm dying on the inside. I'm like, girl, glutes, thighs, it's gonna burn.
Listen here, my lady fitness, you got this.
We got this. We're all in this together, Mzandi, so I hope you're out of bed right now because we are about to do this. Okay, so Jihan, what are we doing today?
So, because she's my lady fitness, she'll be wearing the band and I'll be doing the modified version.
I love this for you.
I love you so
much. Okay, so I'm getting in my band.
So you turn it around, that the black sticks to your clothing.
Oh, got it.
So when you're putting the band on, ensure that it's just above the knee. It's excellent for resistance, but not everybody has a band at home. So what you want to do is you want to open your legs as wide as you can. And then you're just going to drop down. You're going to sit, and you're going to go all the way back up. So you have to do 15, and you have to do 3 rounds. Are you ready?
I mean, ready or not,
Just remember, I do the modified version, so follow me, both of us.
And we're ready. Let's go.
1, and up, and 2, up. Squeeze your glutes, 3, 4.
We're squeezing the glutes
5,
on our way up, correct?
6, there we go.
And sitting back down.
7, how you feeling? Is it warm yet? 8.
I feel like Asha.
9.
It's burning, baby, it's burning.
10. Good winter workout.
There we go.
3 more. So you're going 3, 2, 1. Now you want to work the hip, so you want to lift your foot, push the heel down, toes facing up, and you're just going to squeeze. So you're going to pulse it, activate the core.
Oh, yes, and you have to be really focused with this one because I feel like I want to wobble,
Yes.
I want to move around.
Hence why you have the band.
And hence why you have to engage that core as well, I'm sure.
3, 2, 1. And we're going back to our squats.
Oh, we are working on that summer body.
Just shake it off.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Let's go down. 1, up, 2. Nice form.
Thank you. Mzansi, we are working, we are putting in the work, really earning all the food that we're making today in the kitchen. Hopefully you are following along with myself and Jihan, getting that glutes, getting that thighs activated. I'm out of breath, as you can hear, but we are putting in the work.
2, 1. Slowly change sides and squeeze.
Ooh.
Activate the core.
I'm just wondering, you're talking me through this as if you are not burning at all. Are you not feeling this?
Remember, I love you. It's the band.
It's the band.
It's
really.
the
So if you
band.
do want to increase the workout and maybe increase the intensity of this,
2,
definitely try it with a band.
1.
But if you are a beginner, then you can do it like...
The best one. There we go.
Shake it off. Shake it off. Last
now,
round.
Turn the toes out.
Yes.
Sumo squat. Down. Hold. Lift up the heels. Nice. So you can do alternating legs, or you can do both at the same time.
So I find that when I'm coming down, I'm shaking quite a lot. Is that...
Take the body to the back.
Okay.
Sit down. Squeeze the bum in.
Ooh.
It's like sitting on a tree. Easy peasy.
I don't sit on a chair like this. Mama is sitting flat down on the chair because she's not trying to sit like this. But okay, sitting on a beautiful chair this morning.
No, wait. Lower.
Lower.
There we go.
Wow.
And lift up the heel.
Lift it up.
Single. Side. 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 Good job.
There we go. Getting that heart rate pumping. Remember, summer bodies are made in winter. This is what we're all about.
Stand up.
Ooh.
Can you feel it burning? Okay, now I'm burning.
Now you're burning?
Yes, now.
Only now?
Yes, only now. That's the warm-up.
Been burning. Jihan, with your workout here on this Tuesday, remember it's all about moving. Get moving today. On this Tuesday, we are making sure that you're just moving, getting that heart rate up, but also burning the parts of your body that you want to tone and sculpt. You're on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, of course. Now that we have this workout sorted, it's time to refuel in the kitchen. We're going to go one more time?
Okay, let's go.
Yes, I'm feeling it as well. Thank you, ladies. The inspiration is here. And after a killer workout, you want to refuel with something nutritious. delicious. Now, everyone loves the savory goodness of a quiche. It's kind of like a quiche on the cheek, but a culinary version. Now, we have a healthier omega-3 and fiber-filled version of this delectable pastry that is, number 1, vegan. Number 2 is gluten-free, and then, of course, number 3, delicious! So this is aptly named Queen of Hearts quiche. It has a balance of particularly heart-beneficial ingredients, and Gabby is here to show us exactly how it's done. So, Gabriella, it is so nice to have you in the kitchen once again.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. So, quiche but vegan.
Yes.
I never thought that was possible because I've always known quiche with having like the sort of the egg in it.
The egg in it, yeah, that is the main, So we're using tofu today instead.
So tofu is an ingredient that I think a lot of people, they get confused about because there are sort of like firmnesses of tofu, and if you cook it in a certain way, you get different textures. So
yes, of course.
How are we going to apply it today?
So the nice thing is tofu people often like get a bit worried about.
Yes.
Because I was one of those people. I was like, I don't know what to do with this thing. And it's not a cheap ingredient to mess around with, you know? So this is where you're literally chucking everything in a food processor.
Oh, that's
Which
brilliant.
makes life really much easier.
Let's chuck.
Yeah.
Let's chuck together.
So I'm actually going to start on our filling.
All right.
Well, not other filling, our vegetable filling.
Okay.
Do you want to start then?
I can throw everything into this blender.
It's so great. You throw everything. So this is your tofu.
Okay, so let's go ingredient by ingredient, and you're going to be sautéing our vegetables. Is that
I'm going to saute our vegetables, which is like our quiche filling. And also over here we have our beautiful tart base already.
Yes, and this is made of oats.
This is made of oats,
blind baked, is that correct?
It's been blind baked already, and we've used today a flax or a chia egg as your egg substitute, as your...
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
I'm ready.
Throw your things.
So I'm going to. So let's go through it.
So you said something about knowing the recipe.
I do.
I'm going to test you to see if you know what's.
Well, I know the recipe because I know that. Okay, this is so. We're using bee well. I mean, this is extra virgin olive oil. You know what the great thing about this thing is? It's high in antioxidants. It's got this beautiful sort of aroma. It's like a grassy aroma if you cook with it. There's also a distinct pepperiness that will add a lot to this quiche.
Yes.
And then of course natural vitamins come through there as well. And it's really perfect for your next meal and your meal after that and after that. And several nutritional studies actually have shown that the influence of the mushrooms that you're going to add in here. I'm full of knowledge today.
I'm so impressed.
You're welcome. So there's so many metabolic markers to it, which potentially may reduce the risk of suffering cardiovascular diseases. Thus, Queen of Hearts quiche. You're welcome. I've quiched you with knowledge. Now, let's do this together. Okay, so blender, I'm going to do some soy milk because remember, we're going to be soy vegan.
You're going to be soy vegan.
That's right. So we're going to add that in here. That's right.
So soy milk, you can use any nut milk, but soy is great because it gives you extra protein. And obviously, tofu is also based as soy. So it's kind of like a little bit of a flavor combo over there.
And then, okay, so let's throw in some ingredients over here. Now, this is a nutritional yeast.
That's nutritional yeast, which has got a very cheesy taste for anyone that's not familiar with it.
Okay.
And it's very high in vitamin B12 and folate. So anyone that is also, the one thing is if you go plant-based, a lot of people stress about not getting enough B12 in.
All right.
This, either a supplement or doing lots of nutritional yeast is really helpful.
So what I'm doing here is essentially I'm making that sauciness that the egg would have brought to the recipe with this. Is that correct?
That creamy filling, yes.
Okay. So I see we got some turmeric over here.
Turmeric for the colour, to make it look like it's egg. And obviously your antioxidants.
Very sneaky. You know. Got some onion powder, because you know what? I love cooking with onion powder. There is something so beautiful about it because it coats everything so well. So when I do when I do chicken wings, sorry, not vegan, but when I do chicken wings, I do like onion and garlic powder, a good mix over there, which is actually quite cool. Yes.
I'm sure you could do that with like a vegan chicken replacement, I'm sure as well.
Yes, I'm sure. I think what I can do, I do cauliflower, which is quite cool for drumsticks.
Yes.
Okay, tofu going in.
Tofu going in.
And then I do have a bit of zest here because I believe that zest is going to brighten this up beautifully as well. So let's,
and it kind of breaks down the little bit of like that. It's not that it's fatty, but it often has that bit of that extra creamy layer. So that lemon zest is quite nice just to break that a little bit. So, so basically what I'm doing is I'm just sauteing our mushrooms and our onion.
All right.
I'm going to add our garlic as well.
And so on that side, you know what I love about onion? Onion's got natural sweetness, as mentioned. That mushroom, it's got metabolic markers, which is good for you. So we literally are, when they say Queen of Hearts, I think we are doing the necessary, which is fantastic. So I'm going to blitz this baby up.
Yes, please.
Just be careful, because I might just go for like a sort of, if it ever switches on, it's going to go. Can you pretend? Hold on. Can we do this together? Done. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Creamy, gorgeous. And you're going to add the filling to that. That's what happens. And then after this, let's talk about this. We've got our blind baked oats over here.
Our blind baked oats over there.
We have our replacement for the eggs, which would be our vegan sauce.
You know what? This is actually not a bad example here, because, for example, it could be Eskom situation with load shedding, and then you can't do that.
I mean, you could whisk it.
You could whisk.
Right.
That is your option B.
That's it.
If your, food processor can't sell or there's no power.
This is the load shedding version of this, which is great. I'm glad. So we do this blender. We got that. We mix that in. We pour it into here. We in the oven for how long?
In the oven for about 35 minutes, but obviously just give it a check. You want it to be that nice golden, like a quiche, nice golden.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a quiche. I don't know why I said like a quiche. It's a quiche.
It's a quiche.
It's a quiche.
That's right. And that's the beautiful thing about it. So if you want to get the recipe, we got that covered for you. But we also have a recap. In the event that the blender doesn't work, the recap, that's where the blender will work.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso at S3, and we got some surprises for you. We always have surprises. So
yes.
We're going to take a little break from all things serious for a bit of fun and games, because we love fun and games. And this week, we put our presenters to the test, and we're going to play a game called What's in the Box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
That's a really good question.
So this is how it works. I love the energy. Each presenter will have 30 seconds on the clock to guess and feel what is inside the box. Simple enough.
Wow.
I feel like we should get to it right now. You guys ready?
Yeah, bring it on.
How good are your feelings?
Can I taste as well? Because I'm like a taster smeller.
I don't know if you want to feel things you're not seeing.
I can't taste.
I want to bring in the first item. I think, Jamie Lee, you're going to start off with this, okay? Are you ready? So close your eyes. Make sure. Let's bring in, thank you very much, Lucia.
Can we smell the stuff?
No, we
I'm
cannot.
scared.
There we go.
Smell it.
You want to
we
smell it?
Okay, cool.
Okay, perfect.
Smell it,
now,
touch it, feel
okay,
it.
so what I want you to do, I
Guess
want to
it.
give you a countdown, and then I want you to get feeling.
Okay.
All right, are you in your feels at the moment, Jamie Lee? Are you in character?
Are
you ready? Okay, you're going to go in 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds has begun. You can feel, you can taste, you can smell, you can
bowl?
What's it feeling like?
What does it feel like?
A bowl?
Yes.
With oil.
Taste it, taste it. Yes. I want you to
sure
taste
you
it.
want to taste
Taste
that?
it.
Jamie Lee, are you
Come on
sure
now.
you want to taste that?
That's it. Taste it.
Ugh, it doesn't taste nice.
Okay, so
It
come
feels
on now.
like jelly,
Yes.
but like boring jelly, like there
9,
is no
8,
7, 6,
egg.
5.
Yeah!
Jamie's
Some
definitely
Yes,
taken egg in your face to a whole new level.
By the way, I love how you just
that.
tasted raw egg.
Yeah,
And it was nice for you,
It's for
wasn't
the
it?
gains. It's for the gains.
It's for the gains. It's for the gains, eh? Graham, thanks a lot for coming to the rescue.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that was great. I was excited by that. Okay, now.
turn.
We got another one. All right, stand by.
this
I want to
for me?
I just want to
Okay,
remove
cool.
this for a second to make sure that
Okay.
it's out of your way.
All right.
Tabiso, let me tell you.
Okay. So go
All
in.
right. Don't
So go
look.
in.
Don't look now.
Okay,
Don't look
cool.
now. Don't look now. Don't look now.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Fantastic.
And
Thank
now,
you, Lucian.
can I
we love
look?
you.
Can I go?
Right. Right. Stand by. In 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Close your eyes. Use all your senses.
Ooh,
It's cold, eh?
it's cold.
It's
I want you to
cold.
feel it. I want you to
Feeling
taste it.
It feels
If
like
you need
pap.
if you need to lick it a bit, that's okay.
Ooh, it feels like meat. Hey?
Meat is meat, and a man must eat.
What do you think it is?
Okay.
What does it smell like? You're 9,
Like.
8,
Well, it
4,
doesn't smell great.
3,
It smells like raw meat.
2, 1.
I'm glad I didn't taste that.
All
Because
right.
just judging by how it smells.
You know what it is? It's tripe.
Oh, wow, I'm so glad I didn't taste that.
It's beautiful. Come on, a tripe's lekker.
I mean,
Why do I hear
listen.
dry heaving here?
No, I love mohodu, don't get me wrong. And I love tripe, but definitely not in its raw form.
That's it. You know what they say?
Wow.
First you don't succeed, you tripe and tripe again. So just letting you know. Well done, Jamie Lee.
Thank you.
Your AF thing was lekker, but that's how we go. So let's remove Jamie Lee. You're back in again. That's
Right,
right.
we'll
Point
get
to
this
you
out.
for the proper and unassailable lead for Jamie Lee. Let's see if she can do this. Remember, last time you tasted raw egg. What could you taste this time? We'll find out in 3, 2, 1. What's in the box?
That's a really good question.
Ooh, so this is a fruit, I think. Ooh,
Close your eyes.
she nasty.
Close your
That
eyes.
face.
Also, why are you taking my thing out the box? Keep it in the box.
Oh.
You must use your hands and then remove it from the box there.
It's like
But
a
just-
citrusy fruit, I think.
Okay,
because,
come on now, come on now. Just give it a taste, man. Give it a taste. Lick it a bit. What do you think it is?
Godavels in Engelsman, wat is dit?
Are you saying guava now?
Guava.
Really?
Guava. No?
It's time. It's incorrect. By the way, this is called granadilla or
What's
passion
a good
fruit.
I thought it was a guava. I
Yes.
really thought it was a guava.
No one shouts guava lolly to make you jolly. Okay, it's granadilla lolly. Hello. Right. Okay, beautiful. Sorry, Jamie Lee.
I don't know what
Let's
the
go to-
guava's your side of.
In the south,
Smells
this is
like.
how...
Well done. You did very well. I just want to say
Thank
you
you,
were
thank you,
close
Carl.
profile-wise, but unfortunately incorrect. Tabiso, let's
Yes.
go.
Come
Your
on.
turn, Mania. Let's replace
Right.
Lucian back in.
Thank you.
Tissues back in. I'll let you know when to go. It's going to be so much fun. Good luck to you.
Hey.
Right, come through,
Right.
my friend. All right,
Okay,
here we
let's
go.
go.
You ready? In
Yeah, I am.
3, 2, 1. What's in the box? Let's go.
It's cold.
Feel it.
Really cold.
I want you to massage it a bit.
I think
Then I
it's-
want you to taste it.
I think it's cream. I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna close my eyes now.
Come on.
Taste it.
Taste it.
Taste it.
This is cream. Definitely full, rich, thick, smooth cream.
What kind of cream?
Well,
Come on now, guess.
cream.
Guess. Cream. Time is up. Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
don't know about the cream in your part.
In your pot. It is vanilla pudding, my friend.
Oh.
Yes,
Well,
that's
I mean,
correct.
it's creamy.
By the way, we've run
You've
out
gotta
of
give it to me.
run out of tissue.
No, please, you've
Sorry.
got to give it to me. Is it a
Anyway,
point? Is it a point?
Vanilla pudding is not cream.
But it's creamy.
not.
It's
It's
smooth.
creamy.
I said it was
I
creamy.
agree with the creaminess.
And I
but
said it was smooth.
I was told, hold on, yes, can we? No, they said no.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow.
Okay, fantastic.
Tough.
What's in the
Tough.
box?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
beautiful. Right, let's go for another one. Let's go
Wow.
very quickly. Oh, sorry, we have no tissues left.
That's
Okay, there you are, last one.
Thank you. We do have tissues.
Well done, Tabiso. Okay, Jamie Lee, stand by. Anything can happen. I want to wish you the best of luck. Remember, use the other senses except your sight. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. What's in the box?
Ooh. Ooh.
What are you
Okay.
thinking?
I'm thinking pasta. I'm thinking like raw, dry pasta.
Okay.
One done, correct.
Well,
Congratulations.
wow.
Yes.
You're on a winning streak this morning.
Honestly, you're very good at feeling things. All right. Well done to you.
Not tasting.
Well done. Right, Tabiso, last one. Here we go.
Let's go.
Right, tissue sorted out, replace the bowls, Lucian's in. Here we go. What's in the box?
That's a really good question.
It is. Okay. Stand by. Okay, I want to give you a little difference in the bowls to now. I just want to make sure that you are kept on your toes.
Sure.
Here we go. Tabiso, in 3, 2, 1. What's in the box?
You got this, Uncle Tabsy.
Yeah.
Well, this is a bowl, obviously.
Yes.
But it's... Ooh. What's in it?
What do you think? Give it a taste.
Oh,
Couple
no,
of
I don't know
seconds
if
to
I
go.
want to give it a taste.
Give it a taste, man.
It's like room temperature.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Maybe don't taste it, actually.
No, this is shaving cream. This smells like shaving cream. Yeah? This is shaving cream, right?
Congratulations, it is shaving cream. Sorry, man. I almost asked you to taste that. It just would have been funnier.
And then you stopped yourself.
I had to stop myself. I'm sorry. You have to do this. Congratulations, Jamie Lee, as well as Tabiso. A valiant effort. But the winner today is Jamie Lee!
Come on. Queen.
What's in the box? Well done. This is a fun game.
You win the golden monkey, I'm told. So congratulations. Chariots of Fire playing in the background.
Well done. There we go. That's how you show your appreciation. That's why we give you a monkey. Anyway, that's a wrap of What's in the Box. Graham, what's up, my brother? I knew it.
Well done, gang. Let's get back into those news headlines. It is almost 7 o'clock. So let's start here in South Africa, where it appears as if Gauteng has now passed the peak of the third wave of COVID-19 infections. This as Tshwane has recorded a week-on-week decrease of more than 7,000 active cases. Tshwane Mayor Random Williams yesterday said the city had recorded another weekly decrease in active infections of COVID-19, and he added that new daily infections have also been decreasing, and that Tshwane is currently recording between 1,000 and 2,000 new infections daily. Meanwhile, South Africa recorded 7,209 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours, and 221 people have succumbed to the virus. And staying in South Africa, 6 more individuals alleged to be instigators involved in the recent civil unrest have been arrested. Acting Minister in the Presidency, Kumbutso Ntshavheni, said no new incidents of looting had been reported of late. She added that 3 additional deaths have been reported in KZN, and that has taken the death toll to 215 as a result of the protests. President Cyril Ramaphosa earlier said that the attacks were, and we quote, organized, coordinated and well planned, and that no stone would be left unturned in bringing the instigators to book. Now, casting a wiser gaze on the international front, Haiti's interim Prime Minister, Claude Joseph, who has run the country following the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse, will step down and a new government will be formed with Ariel Henry as Prime Minister, an official said yesterday. Now, the new government won't have a president and will be tasked with organizing fresh elections as soon as possible. Moïse had tapped Henry to replace Joseph as Prime Minister in the days before he was shot dead in his home in Port-au-Prince in the early hours of the 7th of July. Then the Ethiopian government says it has met its second-year target for filling a dam on the Nile River and says it plans to start electricity production within months. The controversial multi-billion-dollar Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam has stoked tension with both Egypt and Sudan. And Cairo is extremely concerned that the country's water supply will be affected by the project, as 95% of Egypt's population is centered around the river. The 3 countries have held numerous rounds of negotiations but have failed to resolve the dispute as yet. And now, some light relief as a mama bear and her wee ones amble off to bathe in stifling heat. The record-breaking weekend temperatures in the American West drove a family of bears to seek relief in the cool waters of California's Lake Tahoe. And with the state's heat breaking all records, the family of bears, comprising of big mama bear and her 3 very cute cubs, was filmed bathing at Lake Tahoe. The 42-second video of the adorable event went viral on social media and was captioned "Beat the Heat" and garnered some 3.2 million views and was retweeted over 17,000 times. In the video, one sees Mama Bear ambling along to enjoy the lake's cool waters with her 3 little babies. And what makes the scene so adorable is that 2 of the cubs are seen scrapping very much like human beings, while the other cub relaxingly plays with Big Mama. Like a caring human, Mama can be seen guarding her cubs, engaging the netizens to remember her. And a netizen's tweet read, "The manner in which Mama Bear constantly cares for her cubs is is touching and amazing. We certainly reiterate that. On that lovely note is where we leave the news headlines. Let's delve back into our sporting highlights from yesterday. Starts on a very positive note from a South African perspective. The Proteas won the first T20 international match against Ireland at the Village in Dublin yesterday. Proteas posting 165 for 7 in their 20 overs, with top scorer Aidan Markram hitting 39 from 30 deliveries. The hosts failing to reach their target of 166 as Tobias Shamsi put in a superb performance to pick up 4 wickets as South Africa won the encounter by 33 runs. The second T20 match will take place on Thursday, again kicking off at 5 p.m. Then he's on his way up again. South African tennis star Kevin Anderson has moved up 39 places in this week's ATP rankings. That was following his victory at Rhode Island. The 35-year-old claiming his 7th career ATP title on Sunday after defeating 20-year-old Jensen Brooksby in straight sets, 7-6, 6-4, in a match that lasted 2 hours and 11 minutes. And then on a similar vein, in golf, despite a third-place finish in the Open Championship at Royal St. George's, Louis Oosthuizen has moved within the top 10 on the official World Golf rankings. So the South African, who was the overnight leader, lost out to debutant and eventual winner Colin Morikawa on Sunday, but the move up to 9th in the world rankings should be considered a massive win for Oosthuizen. He hasn't been in the top 10 since 2013. Well, that's where we leave our sporting headlines for now. We'll touch on them again at 8 o'clock. Let's find out what the weather has in store for us today.
Thanks a lot, G. Let's take a look at the weather news starting there. So residents in large areas of South Africa are still reaching for the woolies and the brollies, but in the U.S. state of Oregon, the nation's largest active wildfire has burned through some 300,000 acres, prompting thousands of evacuations. The bootleg fire, already among the largest in the state's recent history, is one of more than 80 major blazes raging across 11 U.S. western states. Fed by hot temperatures and erratic winds, the bootleg blaze has been burning since the 6th of July. In neighboring Canada, heat waves have also fueled hundreds of fires. Now, wildfires have ravaged more than 1.1 million acres in the U.S. as it continues to char southern Oregon's forest. The bootleg fire has forced more than 2,000 residents to abandon their homes. At least 67 homes and 100 buildings have been gutted. Some 2,100 firefighters are battling the fires. Thoughts and prayers are with you, Oregon. And while we enjoy our local audience, we also have a growing international audience tuned in via YouTube and the Africa channel. And I figured it would be a good idea to stay in Oregon. So if there's any viewers watching from Salem, Oregon, it is the capital city of the U.S. state of Oregon, where we have just reported on those wildfires wreaking havoc. Rain is heaviest in late fall and throughout the winter, and almost all of the annual precipitation falls between October and May. Your Tuesday ahead will be partly sunny and pleasant, reaching a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius. So bring it back to our local shores for some sunrise submissions. I love these. We start off in Umhlanga, and this is where Joey Peterson shared this stunning shot capturing the sun rising in the distance over the ocean, giving us a bit of a different perspective of a Durban sunrise. Renuka Naidu from Durban shared this shot capturing the red sunrise as the day begins. We do hope that all of our viewers in KZN are keeping safe and sane as cleanup operations are in progress in your area. Now, we really love interacting with you and hearing from you, our viewers, so please keep on sharing the sunrise photos with us on the Expresso Facebook page, and who knows, you may just see yourself and your photo here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's take a look at the temperatures across South Africa, and starting off as always, Polokwane, good morning to you. You start at 5 degrees Celsius today, rising to 19. Bombela 10 to 27. Pretoria, good morning, 4 to 18 for you. Johannesburg 15 is your maximum from a minimum of 4. Mahikeng 2 to 20. Klerksdorp 3 to 19 today. Kimberley 0 is where you start. You do rise to 20 later, don't worry. Bloemfontein 0 is where you start as well, 18 the max. Richards Bay minimum of 13 to a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius. Pietermaritzburg, you start at 6, but later 25 degrees. Durban 14 to 22. Umtata 5 to 24 for you. East London, you've got a 10 degrees Celsius morning and then a 21 degrees Celsius afternoon. Cradock 2 to 22. Gqeberha 8 to 17 with a 64% chance of rain in your area. George, you also have got some rain on the horizon if it's not raining already. 5 to 11, 80% chance for you. Cape Town 60% chance of precipitation in 9 to 14. Worcester 5 to 15. Sutherland 2 to 8, and then Uppington wrapping with you as always. 3 is the minimum to a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius. That's a wrap of your weather update for now. Another coming up in about an hour's time. If you've got a good sunrise photo and a lovely location to share, please feel free. Expresso Facebook page is the place to be.
You know what? Looking at the temperatures makes me crave like homey, hearty food.
Like what?
Like just anything, just home food. But speaking about food, we asked you on social media if there's any dish, like a South African dish that you feel like needs more hype or more praise, what will it be? I didn't
like
need to
you want
ask
to just throw confetti at it because it's just so amazing and deserves to be celebrated more. For me, I think pap, chicken feet, maotwana, and intestines, like of intestines of a chicken. Mala.
You need to prepare it for me. I feel like I've never really tasted it in its proper form.
I can make that for you. I'll bring it tomorrow and you'll eat it here on the show.
Live. I will do it. If you're making
Perfection.
it, you have to make it from start to finish. Okay, but let's check what everyone on social media says.
Okay,
we
cool.
have Talwando Willem saying, good morning, family team. I think it's chicken and pap in Gqeberha, Nelson Mandela Bay.
Beautiful. And then we got one from Ntombi Gayise Kaleka saying, good morning, Expresso show, chicken and pap. Well, that's a big favorite in South Africa, it seems. That's
Chicken
coming
and pap,
through
staple.
trending.
We have Prince Makute saying mala mogodu and pap, classic bobotie, aromatic chicken and prawn curry, or a hearty lamb shank, and my favorite hood fire cast iron pot, fynbos fed venison, fresh. I'm just hungry, and homemade stock, absolutely divine. A lekker potjie kos.
Prince, that's a menu and a half. We love that.
Feeding us with everything.
And then we got one from Onwabayo Tavana Makeba saying mabele, brown porridge with milk and butter. Yes, a total classic. Any grandmother will tell you that for free. Please keep getting those through to us on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3 with the hashtag Expresso Show. But you've got us really hungry. Our appetites really are buzzing.
You heard it here first. Abiso's making chicken feet tomorrow on the show.
And Jamie Lee's eating it tomorrow here.
Are you Mzansi's next cooking star? If your cooking makes the pots born, enter to be on SABC2's new show, Color Your Plate with Koo. To be part of the show, buy any 3 Koo products and send Koo 5 a day to 072-741-5357 on WhatsApp and follow the steps to load a picture of your colorful meal with your own twist. Stand to win your share of 500,000 rands worth of prizes with Koo. Koo uzogcwala.
Thanks for staying with your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. Now, our next guest, Nicolette Mashile, lives and breathes finances. She's that girl, money girl. No, super savvy. And if she's not on YouTube talking to people about their money, she's on TV doing the same thing. And she's passionate about having the discussions people don't want to always have when it comes to personal finance and getting the conversation started with your kids on simply saving. And of course, it's no exception for this financial whiz that she wants to today, again, talk to us about chatting to our kids about money. Nicolette, good morning.
Good morning, Tabiso and Zoe. How are you guys doing?
You know what? We are good, but you know what? I love what you are doing because you are known as South Africa's financial bunny. I wish we could be besties because you are so passionate about, talking about finances and having those conversations around it. Where did that passion for you start?
You make a considerable amount of financial mistakes, and one day you wake up and you realize, no, man, there must be a different way of doing things. I guess there's a saying that says if you keep doing something the same way and it's not working out, then it's a sign of madness, right? And I then realized I need to educate myself, and I think that's when I started becoming a little bit more passionate about becoming a little bit more money savvy in terms of my knowledge. So I think it's really just getting the information and the knowledge that one needs to be able to say, when I'm making this financial mistake, I know better, but I'm choosing to make it because, of course, there's a myriad of other things that allow people to make financial mistakes, but I think knowledge should not be one of them.
I like that.
Here you are. Now you're zoning into such an important conversation, and it's the conversation around parents having a chat about budgeting, spending, and saving money with their kids from an early age. Why is this so important?
Yo, Tabiso, you must understand, for the last probably 4 years, I have been doing financial literacy targeted specifically at adults. And as I said, it's not just the knowledge that is quite the tricky part when it comes to somebody becoming money savvy or understanding their money. There's a whole lot of other factors. And one of the biggest factors is the habits that we've already formed by the time we become adults. And it's not necessarily financial habits, it's life habits. So there's quite a number of things that really come into play when it comes to making financial decisions that I think if we catch it a little bit earlier on in terms of let's see whether if we instill some knowledge from an earlier age, could we potentially then influence and impact the type of adults that we're going to be grooming in South Africa. And as I always say, it's really a long-term, it's a legacy project that I'm kind of getting into. I'm not hoping to see results in like teach a child today about budgeting and tomorrow they're going to be amazing at it. I want to see whether it's going to have some sort of impact in the future. I think it goes back to that study that was done, I think at Harvard, where they put marshmallows in a bowl and they say to the child, you can have these marshmallows now or you can have them later. So what is the impact when we delay that instant gratification? I think that's what we're trying to do with financial education right now, to say what type of adults are we going to have in South Africa if we start trying to foster or teach good habits from a younger age.
And that's one of the best thing a parent can give their child is that legacy of being able to save and be savvy with their money. Now let's talk about how is the game shopping agreement for children and teenagers a great opportunity to teach these important lessons and ground rules.
I don't have children. In fact, this morning I was thinking maybe I should have kids so that if I want to put this to the test.
Have you already put a budget aside for having kids, Nicolette?
Absolutely. So I think, that shopping agreement is really putting what you say into practice, because often I find that my parents, when I was growing up, even let's say outside of finances, would say things, but they think that if they say certain things and they keep saying them and they keep saying them, you're going to grasp them. The reality is that it will only happen when they start doing things. So for me, I think that shopping agreement really is starting the doing. It's putting on paper what it is that you and I, as my child, are agreeing in terms of fostering good spending habits. Because one of the first things that I spoke about in the campaign is the fact that when I was growing up and my dad would take us to Cape Town for a holiday, he would drop us off at the V&A and think it's cute to just leave us at the mall to shop. Like he thought that was entertainment for us. But what it does is that it fosters these horrible shopping habits, because I now think that retail therapy is the way in which I need to keep myself entertained. to have the shopping agreement with your child to understand that by the time we go shopping, it is not necessarily the goal. That's not what we have achieved. What we have achieved is the savings so that it enables us to go to actually go and shop. It is saying that I'm going to assist you to shop smarter. I'm going to help you look for the bargains. I'm going to help you look for the sales. I'm going to help you price check or to price compare. So all of those things, once you start getting that correct, I promise you, a child will grow up doing it. I mean, how many of us go shopping sometimes for certain products in the supermarket and you actually have to stop yourself and think, hey man, do I need a can of Pilchards? But because you grew up seeing your parents buy it all the time and you know that on those difficult evenings, it will come in handy, you buy it. So it's about doing, it's about showing. And yeah, I think that's really important.
Let's get some tips from the Financial Bunny for parents who want to instill a culture of healthy habits for their children around budgeting and spending, whether shopping in-store or online. Some tips, please.
Look, I think one of the biggest things is really, monkey see, monkey do. And it's a horrible saying, but it's a saying that really lands the sentiment. Children will do what you do, not what you say. And the reality is that for things like groceries and, everyday things, it is a little difficult to show your child how to save for it, but you can show them how to budget. So have the budget when you walk into that shopping mall, have it in hand and say, you see, we've allocated so much money for groceries. When you get to the teller and you realize that, or the till, and you realize that actually, you know what, we've kind of overspent here. Take away some things so your children know that you don't spend over the budget. If this is how much we have allocated, this is how much we need to be spending. And I think also it's important that when you say to your child, I'm going to give you an allowance of 100 Rand, or if you do this, I'm going to give you 100 Rand. And your child goes to the mall and wants to buy something that is worth more than 100 Rand, you need to go back and say to them, no. You need to save up. 2 months, you will be able to get this thing. You don't step in with your credit card or with your money and help them pay for certain things, because children need to understand that you've got to work towards something. And I think my last tip really would be, money shouldn't be free, because there's no way in life where money is free. They need to understand that they've got to give you something valuable for them to be able to earn this thing called money.
Those household chores, like make your bed, clean up after yourself, those are all small things that they can teach them exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
You need to work for it in order to earn your pocket money.
It doesn't grow on trees. Nicolette, you are fantastic. Thank you so much for chatting to us this morning.
Thank you so much, Teresa and Zoe. It was really a pleasure. I appreciate the time that you've given me.
Thank you. I love how you said money doesn't grow on trees, but isn't money paper?
Ah, come on. Oh, man. There's a lot we can teach our children, right, when it comes to money.
That's right. And teaching your children to shop around for the best deal rather than buying on impulse is an incredibly important lesson for them to learn. Now, you can download the Game Shopping Agreement now at game.co.za and teach your kids about the value of money and how saving can be fun.
And remember, store opening hours are from Monday to Friday from 9 till 6, Saturday from 9 to 5, and on Sundays and public holidays from 9 till 4. So what are you waiting for? Go out there and shop responsibly. Zoe.
Save first.
Yes, you can go chop up the tree first, then you can get the money.
Oh, you two are so silly. But believe it or not, guys, we are still in the heart of winter. And, we often crave that hearty, meaty meals. But today, we're going to be showing you that plant-based foods can be just as delicious with our smoky bean tortillas. Now, they've got the indulgent flavors and also the comfort of any hearty dish. And the best part? Get this. We are using Clover Good Hope soy milk. It makes for the perfect vegan family dinner, and you can use it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever you want. Of course, Mama Gabby is here to show us how to do it.
Thank you. How are you? Nice to see you.
I know, 2 years. The last time I saw you was Presenter Search on 3. I know. And now you are home mom cooking.
Yes. It's amazing.
I love this. I love this for you. So you're going to be taking to us. I love the fact that they said it was easy.
It is super easy, and I've got you to help me, which is amazing. So this actually makes it even, so hopefully at home, someone at home is here to help you. So basically, pretty much you've got 3 steps, okay, to this whole thing. You've got your slaw, which is what you're going to serve, which I'm going to ask you to do for us now. I've got some onion going here, which is for our bean filling. So basically, just before we start on these tortillas, which are all vegan as well, using our soy milk, I just want to add basically everything to the pan.
Love
So
it.
we've got our spices, our herbs, and our beans, of course.
And really the spices is also the hero of the dish because like we said, we want that hearty, we want that comfort food, we want all that flavor. And people think that when you go plant-based, you're cutting out on the flavor. Absolutely
not.
not.
At all. If anything, it's actually more of an excuse to pack more of it, you know?
For sure. So we've got the beans going in.
Our beans, I'm using kidney beans today, which is obviously very high in protein. I've got our tomato paste. Yes, I've got tomato paste. I've got all of our different herbs here. So we have cumin, we have ground coriander, we have paprika, we have chili.
Oh, you are going in. You are
No, we're going
packing it all
proper
in.
today. We're going proper today. We've obviously got all of them just going in here, and that's why this is so easy. You're literally chucking.
You just hit me in the eye, like
yeah,
that's
just
spicy.
throw it, just throw it in. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't breathe it in too closely. Just keeping my distance here, because knowing myself, I will. It'll be very embarrassing.
If anything, the soy milk will help to balance it out.
Yes, exactly.
Just in case you had too much chili, let me know.
I mean, I love chili. I'm not sure about you, but we have chili with everything at home.
I do, and it's so bad because when I'm cooking for Luca, then I have to be like, oh wait, I can't do this anymore. So sometimes I end up making like 2 separate pots.
Yes.
One for myself, and I'll have to label it like, this is Mama's pots.
Yes.
And then my mom and Luca would have something different because my mom's also like not on the chili vibe.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically the last thing I'm going to do is we've got some vegetable stock here, and I'm just going to add half of it to the pan. The reason why is sometimes if you add too much, it ends up taking quite a while to reduce, and then your beans cook too much. So then your beans soften, and you still want them to have a little bit of a bite. So I'm adding just a little bit here, and then at the end, if you need to add some more because it's getting a little bit dry,
you'll do that.
You'll add the rest here. So yeah, that's going to be cooking nicely, so now I can leave that.
That looks beautiful. That colour alone is so vibrant.
Thank you. And yeah, obviously we have our finished one right over there.
Dun, da, da, da,
but in the meantime, I'm going to show you these amazing tortillas, which are so easy to make. So we've obviously got our Good Hope soy milk. We've got our chickpea flour over here. Chickpea flour. So we actually spoke about this now.
You know what? I have chickpea flour
in
my cupboard, and I didn't know what to do with it.
I know.
Okay, so now you're going to show me what to do with it.
I was one of those people. Like, I went to shop, bought chickpea flour, and I was like, I'm going to use it, and it's still sitting there. We needed to do something with it.
Okay.
We've got tapioca over here.
Tapioca.
Very similar to cornstarch, it's just a little bit more clean. And I just find a little bit more finer and not as dry as cornstarch. Because often with cornstarch, you put like a little bit too much, and it just dries it out.
Got it.
And we've got obviously our salt here.
And then so the binding agent will obviously be the soy milk?
The soy milk.
Got it.
And you literally just add it bits as you go until you get your dough. It's super easy. I mean, you can literally pour out of this, but just for recipe's sake, I'm going to add some.
And we do also know that, you know, like the Clover Good Hope soy milk is made of the highest quality non-GMO and also just naturally grown whole soybeans. You get all of that nutritional goodness in the bean and in the milk as well.
Yes, of course. And also your protein, which is amazing.
And you know, over the weekend, actually, for the first time I had soy milk in my coffee. I was at I was at my aunt's place, and she asked me what I wanted, and I was like, do you have any other milk? And she's like, I have whole, like full cream milk, and I was like, no, I'll take soy milk.
Yes.
It actually tastes so good.
It's really good.
It's really good.
It's the one milk I can also kind of have in my tea, which doesn't feel like I'm having dairy.
Yeah, and also, you know, lactose, naturally lactose, cholesterol-free, preservative-free, so it's good for a vegan family. And even if you're just wanting to transition, again, wanting to add that in your coffee, in your cereals,
and also if you want a little
flour.
bit of something to add to your chickpeas if you're covered. So as you can see, I'm kind of doing this here, and if you want to, I mean, usually at home, I would just actually get my hands dirty and just kind of put this in here, because you don't want to add too much, otherwise the liquid gets a little bit staunchy. So I'm actually going to go in with my hands. Okay. In the meantime, could you start on the store for us? So we've got some red cabbage, cucumber, carrot. And we've obviously got some spice there as well.
Yes, we have some coconut sugar.
Yes, the coconut spice, the coconut sugar. I was looking at the ground coriander now, and I was like, that's not ground coriander.
Salt.
Coconut sugar.
Some pepper, and then I'm going to chop up some spring onion.
Yes, some spring onion piece, and then obviously the avo is for our final bit of serving.
For the final, yes. Because I was like, I'm not going to mix the avo in. I actually want to put it on top so you can have that nice little avo bite.
Yes.
And that goes in as well. And then something that also caught my attention is apple cider vinegar.
Yes, just get a little bit of that bite as well, and kind of break through the rest of the recipe. And also the apple cider vinegar is great for when you're having things like avocado, which is a little bit more obviously fatty, so that kind of breaks it through.
And also just that coconut sugar as well will balance it out.
Exactly.
Lovely, and that we're going to mix together, and that is our slaw done. Perfect. I will come do slaw at your house every single time, okay?
And we can then use all the flour, the chickpea flour sitting at the back of the cupboard.
I'll bring the chickpea flour and I'll bring the milk because I have it, and then you just do the rest.
So while I'm actually having fun kneading this, it's actually coming together quite nicely. Could I ask you then to basically create our taco for us?
Yes.
Or our tortilla?
Tortilla?
So we've got our beans, obviously, which is cooked on beautifully here.
And our beautiful tortilla.
I actually had this last night for supper.
Did you?
Weirdly enough, and it was really good.
This is not the leftovers?
This is
probably no
We made
leftovers.
it fresh, no, there was no leftovers.
There we
We've
go.
also got our slaw there, and then obviously optional then is to add your avocado on top. I can't enjoy adding avo to it.
No. Avo on everything.
Oh, have it on everything. And when it's not avo season, I get very depressed. I don't know what to do with myself.
Believe it or not, I'm just going to throw this all in. ExpressoShow.com is where you can find your hands on this recipe and the ingredients. And believe it or not, it is hearty, it is meat-free, and it is your dinner, maybe your lunch, maybe your breakfast, whatever you want. There we go, everybody.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Now, if I had to ask you what your salary is every month, you'd probably be able to tell me pretty clearly one solid number. But if I had to in turn ask you what your spend on household utilities is, takeout, what the sum total of all of your debit orders are, you'd probably have to do a little bit of quick math in your head and then produce only a rough estimate. But that is all about to change. Thanks to Nedbank's new money tracker tool, you'll now be able to visually categorize and see all of your finances coming in and going out, and in turn manage your money better. Here to tell us all about it is Tracy Afonso from Nedbank. Tracy, very good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Graham. I'm good. Thanks for having me, and hi to all the viewers.
Really excited to have you in studio. Well, connect to you at least in studio partially this morning to talk about something that is certainly going to help me a huge amount. I think all of us right now are tracking our expenses a lot more because there's just been a huge financial pressure over the last year and a half. So let's get to the heart of it. What exactly is the Nedbank Money Tracker all about, and where does this tool live?
So Money Tracker is a free money management tool. It's available on Nedbank's Money app and online banking. It allows you to play with your own financial information. So all the accounts that you would typically see in your digital channel, you will now have access to all those transactions to play with that information, to hopefully get a better understanding of what is going on in your account. And that understanding will help you know more and will help your money go further.
plain and simple, it's allowing us to budget, and everyone needs to do it, but it's often very much a secondary priority. So can you give me an example of how this will help people manage our finances and stick to our budgets?
So you start by setting up dashboards. So we've got many aspects to our lives. So if you think about it, if you wanted to really track your personal expenses as opposed to those expenses in your household, or maybe you've got a side business, you would then take those transactions, you would allocate them to one of those dashboards, and we do have an auto classification tool to help you with that process and make it a bit easier, but important to go and check that the tool correctly classified your expenses. That then gives you a dashboard view within, like I said, personal, for example. You can then set up a budget. So if you've got a whole lot of transactions, for example, in a category called groceries, and it's something that you don't want to go over, you would set up a threshold and you would make sure that, well, you would be able to see if you stayed within that threshold, and if not, you could obviously take the appropriate steps.
Building on that then, does the Money Tracker provide any proactive advice to help us manage our money a little bit better?
So the best proactive advice that we can give you is to display your own financial behavior back towards you. You will diagnose very quickly if you are over your threshold, if there's perhaps a category like savings that you're not investing in. So I see a lot of clients and they have a lot of goals, but I don't see a lot of evidence against savings towards those goals. So I think this knowing more, the ability to play with your own information, and it is really what Money Tracker is trying to achieve. And knowing about those money flows can really help you put them in the right direction.
Yeah, I think out of sight, out of mind, I think is very much a problem that most of us face, like you said, with those middle-of-the-month expenses. Why do you think being able to see our finances in this way, in such a visual way, will help us manage our money a little bit better?
You know, we spend a lot of time obsessing with earning money, but we don't spend a lot of time obsessing with how we're spending it.
Sure.
So, you know, really getting to grips with the actual transactions and where they're going is the start. I'd love to read you a quote from somebody who's actually using the tool, and they can, you know, they can in their own words tell you how it helped them. So this Money Tracker user basically says, it's absolutely amazing. It saved me about 20,000 as I had visibility of bad spending habits that I picked up over the last 3 months. It was mainly because I was not aware that I was spending so much towards that hobby. I was just swiping and going. As soon as I realized it, I cut back immediately, and I plan to reduce my spending even more. So like I said, we're overstating this just knowing, but the just knowing helps to understand what your financial pitfalls are. And I think a lot of the time, you know, institutions are pushing advice to consumers, but you haven't yet diagnosed what your specific issue is.
Sure.
So that's where, you know, this can give you more confidence on where to go and solve for your particular need.
I love it, and it's just making us more aware in the moment, as you say, to be able to see it in real time. That is really powerful to me. How can clients access Money Tracker, and does it come with a fee?
So there's absolutely no fee. It is free. It's there to help you. You can find it if you're an app user and you prefer the app. You would just log in. You would go to the More navigation at the bottom, and you would find Money Tracker. If you prefer a more, you know, sizable screen like online banking users, you would then just, again, log in, and you'd find Money Tracker on the top navigation, and off you go. You can start setting up your dashboards and classifying expenses, and hopefully, like thousands of other individuals and business users right now, get better control of your finances. I wish you all the best.
Oh, thank you. Well, certainly wishing you all the best after that. This is a massive step forward in the right direction, I think, for a lot of individuals out there, especially if you're a creative like me and accountancy doesn't come naturally to you. This is a great way to apply that creative thinking to something that's visual and there right in front of you in real time, so that you can manage your money that much better. Thank you so much to Tracy. Now, you can track your money and visually see where you are spending it every month in one easy to understand visual dashboard. It is a game changer, and it's available for free on the Nedbank Money app or via their online banking. Go and check it out.
Strap yourself in to this hand-built 5-liter sedan. An engineering marvel that could drive your spend into the red. Accelerating your lifestyle beyond your means. In this world of chasing status, do you want a bank that takes your money, or a bank that takes your money seriously?
I believe that it is time for some music. Now, Seve is a recording artist, performance songwriter with a unique vocal range who is able to cover an extensive list of genres. We're talking R&B, we're talking soul, we're talking gospel, and you've heard so much about his latest track, Better Days, and now Seve is ready to give us an exclusive performance right here in the Feel Good Breakfast Show. So Seve, take it away, my brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the latest song called Better Days, so please enjoy it. Come on. We go. Fight was all he ever known. So vibes that put us in a zone. Voice, our voice that sets a tone. Here we go. Hey, stop raising the flow. Head to toe. Step into the flow. Better days. We will see better days. We're ready for new ways. We will see better days. Say better days, better days. We will see better days. We're ready for new ways. We will see better days. Say strength, find our strength in love. Bright as stars above. Lighting up the world. Life will live a life that's bold. Yeah, 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 here we go. Always in the flow. Head to toe. Step into the glow. Better days. We will see better days. We're ready for new ways. We will see better days. Say better days, yeah, yeah, yeah. See better days. We're ready for new ways. We will see. Ladies and gentlemen, my main man on guitars, Aiden Lawrence, so let's go, boy. Hey! Aiden Lawrence, everybody. Say better days, better days. We will see better days. We're ready for new ways. We will see better days. Better days. We will see better days. We're ready for new ways. We will see better days. Thank you so much.
Yes, Seve! That's what I'm talking about. If you want some more, I suggest you stick around to Feel Good Breakfast Show. So stick with us here on S3. I love it. Better days.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show on S3. As you know, we've been cooking up a storm this morning, and now it is time that we connect with a foodie influencer, the glam foodie herself, Charmaine Ramalope Makubela. She was the runner-up for Taste Master Season 1, and she's here to tell us why we should enter Season 2's baking edition of the Taste Master. Charmaine, glam foodie, good morning to you, Mama.
Good morning, Charmaine.
She's hitting us with the sides. I feel like
Charmaine is just like, take a good look.
Take a look at this. This is the glam that you signed up for.
Hi, good morning.
Go, there she is. There she is.
Charmaine, so good to see you. Second place in the first season of Taste Master. You did so fantastic over there. I mean, how would you summarize your entire experience on the show? There are no words to describe her experience.
First of all, hi to everyone at home. It's such a pleasure to be on the show, finally. Being part of Season 1 of Taste Master, for me, it was an unforgettable experience. I mean, I won the very first challenge with my showstopper pavlova, a dish that I had never made before. I forged relationships that have endured even after the show. I got to meet awesome people that I wouldn't have met if it wasn't for the show, the contestants, the mentors, and of course, Chef Gregory Zanecki and Zolane, the people that I respect and admire. I made it all the way to the finals, and I got to visit Belgium, which was an amazing experience. So yeah, awesome.
Love that for you. You and Tumi were my fighters. Like, I just watch you guys every single week, and I was like, this is levels. You guys going to the next levels. But a lot of people don't know that you also have your own business. Like I mentioned, Glam Foodie. Do you feel that owning your own company and already being, you know, a respected self-taught cook in the industry gave you that extra boost of confidence to keep aiming for the top?
Yes, it definitely did. I mean, Glam Foodie, my business, I specialize in food styling and recipe development, and I also do event architecture. It certainly gave me the confidence that I needed in order to compete in a competition like Taste Master, because it's not just about cooking. So, I mean, as a foodie, you have to learn to do a lot of things. You know, you need to think out of the box. You need to be creative and be able to work under pressure with tight deadlines. So that kind of gave me an edge over the other contestants, because they were just trained chefs, you know, and hobbyists. So yeah, I mean, it gave me a bit of leverage.
And all of that, Charmaine, still be able to bring magic onto the screen and I suppose onto the plates as well. The one thing we always say about a competition like that is that it teaches you so much about yourself. What would you say was, you know, some of the stuff that you learned about yourself and, you know, the other chefs and from the other chefs during this competition?
Yeah, no, a competition like that, definitely, you know, you learn a lot. I think I really surprised myself because I wasn't sure about my cooking before the show, you know, because I work as a food stylist. And as a food stylist, you know, the focus is mostly on how the food looks, how the food presents. So, you know, I had to now make sure that what I make tastes as good as it looks. So I was able to convince the judges, and you know, that really surprised me. So yeah.
Sure. I'm not sure about you, Tabisa, but we're seeing all these overlay right now, and I'm hungry. My mond water eintlik, like just looking at all of this. Charmaine, we have to ask you where you find yourself right now. How has life been post the competition?
Honestly, it's been awesome. I mean, after Taste Master, I got to be part of an amazing campaign with African Bank. I mean, that is totally out of my sphere. You know, I usually used to collaborate with just food and beverage brands. So being part of a campaign with a bank obviously came from the recognition and the prestige that I got from the show. And I've also worked on food styling, a cookbook by Chef Mokhari Zweng, which will be out very soon. And I hosted sold out foodie events, just like I did before. So life has been great, honestly.
Well, that's the one thing about this show. It really does empower you to step into fresh and interesting and equally exciting spaces that you otherwise might have not found yourself entering. You've got to share some tips and advice, please, Charmaine, with all those foodies and all those chefs out there who really are considering entering this second season of Taste Master. What would you say to them?
Well, I believe Taste Master is a great platform for chefs and foodies. It allows you the opportunity to share your passion on a much larger scale with a bigger audience, which is, I think, what everyone wants to do. It's also a great learning opportunity because the people you meet, the networks that you get to be part of, have been amazing. For myself, if I can just speak on that. So I think anyone who wants to start a culinary career, they should maybe consider doing Taste Master because it's a great opportunity.
Love that.
Charmaine Ramalope Makubela. I can't help but notice that you guys have the same last name.
We're married.
Are you family?
Everyone knows this.
Yes, of course. I'm like your sister from another,
Sister from another mister. Charmaine, thank you so much for your time this morning and inspiring us and making us hungry, because now we are hungry.
Yeah, again.
Again.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me. It was awesome.
We love her. We love Charmaine. Charmaine Ramalope Makubela, the CEO and founder of Glam Foodie and runner-up of Taste Master Season 1.
Now, if you need a reminder of how to enter Season 2 of the Baking Edition, take a look at this.
If you eat, sleep and dream of baking, enter the Taste Master SA's new season starting in September on SABC2. Grow your career in TV and as a baking influencer and stand to win 20,000 rands cash plus 50,000 rands worth of premium kitchen products. To enter, share a video of you baking a wonder you've created with tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder. Upload your video and complete your application on the tastemaster.co.za website. Entries close Sunday 25th July. T's and C's apply.
They've had us in this corner for too long.
Yeah.
And now there's danger of us getting up to no good. I'm sorry. Okay.
We were actually just talking about how this is actually a bowl of vegan noodles.
It's the vegan. We are actually going to be making some beautiful ramen noodles in just a moment here in this very space, so stay tuned for that. But right now, we are celebrating South African food, one of our proudest heritages, and we put it to you guys. Which South African meal deserves more praise? Who is the unsung culinary hero of the South African menu? Let's see what the people said.
Okay, so Marazan Price saying, good morning. I think Malkos would be the one that does deserve some respect. I completely agree.
Malkos, I'm down with that.
And then Fatah Khan saying lekker braai with green salad.
And the braai will always work its way in there. I think the braai gets enough praise. I don't know if it needs more praise, but we will praise it on high because we love the braai.
We want to do it every day, that's why.
We've got Talwando saying, good morning, family. I think it's chicken and pup in Oberga, Nelson Mandela Bay. Yeah, man. It doesn't matter where you're eating it. Chicken and pup is awesome. I love it.
It's effective. That's what it is. And then some more coming through. African salad, that is from Mandilake. And then, of course, you've got all the way down Sabina saying Malama Godu with pap.
Love it, man.
Yes.
It seems
Bring
like
it on.
The simple flavors of South Africa. We love our stock staple kind of really South African dishes, which is great.
Yeah, so keep it coming, please. You're
So
making us
hungry right now.
The tomato, the amagrina, the amadombola. Please come through. All right, Expresso Facebook page, the place to go. I'm hungry.
Feed me.
Is this edible?
Try.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on S3. I know you wanted some more music. You heard him a little earlier with Better Days, but this is another song for you. And Seve has been helping us make this day extra special and a beautiful one with a soulful performance of a song called Beautiful by Mali Music. The song was actually released in 2014 to help the artist emerge as one of the most promising soul singers. And Seve hopes to follow in the footsteps of artists such as Mali Music and emerge as one of South Africa's most promising new talents. Seve, take it away, my brother.
To see people with their heads up to the sky still, 'cause honestly for the same people life can be so real. I'm amazed by all your strengths, and I'm grateful you come through. So I take this time to stop a moment and show my gratitude. Yeah, I put my light in the air for you. That's right.
I see what you're doing and I see what you're going through. I put my light in the air. The truth is you're beautiful.
Yeah, I put my light in the air.
Everybody sing it together,
sing a new song. I put my light in the air.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Many mighty ships are sinking. Many stars are falling down. And I count it as a blessing that you owe me up now. Without saying that I thank God for you all now. Yeah, I put my light in the air for you. I see what you're doing, yeah, I see what you're going through.
Put my light in the air. The truth is you're beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah,
I put your light in the air. Everybody singing together, sing a new song.
I put my light in the air.
It's beautiful.
Let me hear you say, yeah, 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 yeah. Let me hear you say, yeah, 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 yeah. Let me hear you say, yeah, 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 yeah. Let me hear you say, yeah. I put my light in
for you.
That's right.
I see what you're doing, yeah, I see what you're going through. Put my light in the air. The truth is you're beautiful. You're beautiful. I put your light in the air for love. Everybody sing together, sing a new song. So put your light in the air for love. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Let me hear you say, yeah, 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 yeah.
City.
Let me hear you say, yeah, 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 yeah. You're beautiful, beautiful, you're beautiful.
Yes! 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 And yes, more please. In fact, you're going to get more. That's the good news. For the other news, Jamie Lee is standing by on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, boys. Time now just after 8 o'clock. Time to have a final look at those news headlines, starting with your national news. Now, the Pietermaritzburg High Court will today deliver its judgment relating to former President Jacob Zuma's postponement application of his arms deal corruption trial. The matter has been adjourned, with proceedings expected to continue at 10 a.m. this morning. The trial, which involves Zuma and French arms firm company Thales, resumed virtually yesterday, but Zuma's lawyers asked for a 3-week postponement. The former president faces 18 charges and 783 counts related to the case, and this includes fraud, corruption, money laundering, and racketeering, while Thales faces 4 charges. It also appears as if Gauteng has passed the peak of the 3rd wave of COVID-19 infections. Now, this as Tshwane has recorded a week-on-week decrease of more than 7,000 active cases. Now, Tshwane Mayor Randall Williams yesterday said the city had recorded another weekly decrease in active infections of COVID-19. He also added that new daily infections have also been decreasing, and that Tshwane is currently recording between 1,000 to 2,000 new infections daily. Meanwhile, South Africa recorded 7,209 new COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours, and 221 people succumbed to the virus. Looking to news further abroad as well, an aeroplane hunting kidnappers in northern Nigeria has been shot down by criminal gangs, the Nigerian Air Force said yesterday. Now, the Alpha jet had completed a successful raid when it came under intense fire. The pilot ejected and, to avoid capture, found shelter with local residents. Armed gangs, referred to locally as bandits, have been blamed for a spate of recent kidnappings in that part of northwestern Nigeria. Now, students and school children have been specifically targeted, and more than 1,000 people have been kidnapped since December. And then Haiti's interim Prime Minister, Claude Joseph, who has run the country following the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse, will step down, and a new government will be formed with Ariel Henry as Prime Minister, an official said yesterday. Now, the new government won't have a president and will be tasked with organizing fresh elections as soon as possible. Moïse had tapped Henry to replace Joseph as Prime Minister in the days before he was shot dead in his home in Port-au-Prince in the early hours of the 7th of July. And the next, NASA flies to rescue the Cape's natural treasures. Now, when one thinks of America's National Aeronautical Space Administration, known to us all as NASA, images that spring to mind are undoubtedly maybe astronauts or rocket launchers, etc., but certainly not Fynbos. But hang on, in 2023, NASA plans to spend some 12.4 million rand flying planes over the Greater Cape Floristic region to map marine, freshwater, and also ecosystems in one of Mother Earth's biodiversity hotspots. Now, they will measure the height and structure of vegetation and collect ultraviolet, visual, thermal, and other imagery from terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems. Now, these will then be used to map the southwestern Cape's biodiversity. Now, this was said by Adam Wilson, a U.S. biogeographer and principal investigator, and we quote, "The Greater Cape Floristic region is a truly fascinating place. It has extremely high plant diversity." Now, the leadership team includes Jasper Slingsby from UCT, as well as Glenn Moncrief from the South African Environmental Observation Network. Institutional partners also include Sandparks, Cape Nature, the South African National Biodiversity Institute, as well as the South African National Space Agency. Well, that is where I leave your news lines here on the top of the hour. Here is Graham with a final look at the sports.
Thank you so much, Jamie. A very positive common thread for South Africa throughout our sporting headlines this morning. Let's start with cricket. South Africa won the first T20 international match against Ireland at the Village in Dublin yesterday. The Proteas posting 165 for 7 in their 20 overs, with top scorer Aidan Markram hitting 39 from just 30 deliveries. The hosts failing to reach their target of 166 as Tobias Shamsi put in a superb performance, picking up 4 wickets as South Africa won the encounter by 33 runs. That's second T20 match will take place this coming Thursday, again starting at 5 p.m. SA time. Then a South African tennis star, Kevin Anderson, has moved up 39 places in this week's ATP rankings. That was following his victory in Rhode Island. The 35-year-old claimed his 7th career ATP title on Sunday after defeating 20-year-old Jensen Brooksby in straight sets, 7-6, 6-4, in a match that lasted 2 hours and 11 minutes. Then he's also on his way up again in golf, despite a third-place finish in the Open Championship at Royal St. George's. Louis Oosthuizen has now moved within the top 10 on the official world golf rankings. The South African, who was the overnight leader, sadly lost out to debutant and eventual winner Colin Morikawa on Sunday, but the move up to 9th in the world rankings should definitely be considered a win for Oosthuizen, who has not been in the top 10 since 2013. Well, on that positive note is where we round off our sporting headlines. Let's see what the weather has in store for us today.
Thank you very much, G. A final look at the weather. Now, the South African Weather Service has warned of snow and 2 cold fronts over the Western Cape and Northern Cape provinces. One made landfall yesterday afternoon, with the second following tomorrow. The Weather Service has warned of cold to very cold conditions from midweek into the weekend across large parts of the country. Widespread snowfall, heavy rains and very cold conditions are likely over the Western and Northern Cape tomorrow, and the cold fronts are expected to spread to the central and eastern interior on Thursday. The Weather Service has issued a yellow level 4 alert for tomorrow, which could result in heavy downpours, flooding of roads and vulnerable communities. A yellow level 3 alert was issued for significant low freezing levels expected over the interior of the Western Cape tomorrow into Thursday. Snow can be expected during this period. It's going to be really cold. Now, for our last international feature of the morning, we journey to an area in Namibia known as the Skeleton Coast. Now, this frighteningly named coastline is appropriately named. Not only does the lethal Benguela current regularly cause shipwrecks over there, but the surrounding waters are home to 11 species of sharks. And now, let's not forget that there are predators, including lions and hyenas, that can be found patrolling the beach as well. It's quite rough there. It's little wonder that Portuguese navigators used to have another name for this coast as well, the Gates of Hell. Now, while the Bushmen of the Namibian interior called the region the land God made in anger on the coast, the upwelling of the cold Benguela current gives rise to dense ocean fogs for much of the year. There is a constant heavy surf on the beaches, and in days before engine-powered ships and boats, it was possible to get ashore through the surf, but impossible to launch from the shore. Now, the only way out was by going through a marsh hundreds of kilometers along, only accessible with a hot and arid desert. Now, thank you to each and every single one of you who've taken the time to capture the beautiful sunrise pictures that we receive on a daily basis. Thank you. We really appreciate those. Starting us off this morning, Alan Rudnicki, who shared this picturesque morning shot from Paternoster in the Western Cape, showing off this little rowboat in the foreground, which is so suitably named Happiness. Love it. We could all do with some happiness right now, and this picture is certainly putting us right on track. Thank you very much, Alan. And next, we headed a little further north up the coast to KZN, where Dev Alvin from Escort shared this gorgeous shot capturing the sky filled with hues of blue, pink and purple. Take a look at that. 7 o'clock this morning, we started off in Umhlanga, where Joey Peterson shared this stunning shot capturing the sun rising in the distance over the ocean, giving us a bit of a different perspective of the Durban sunrise. Renuka Naidu from Durban shared this shot capturing the red sunrise as the day begins. Beautiful times out in Durban. We really do love interacting and hearing with you, so please do get those pictures through to us on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3, with the hashtag Expresso Show. Who knows, we might just see your sunrise photos featuring here on the show. And now a final look at the temperatures. Sun and clouds out in Bombela and Polokwane, rather. Let's start with Polokwane. 5 is your low, reaching a high of 19, with Mbombela starting off at 10, peaking at 27 degrees today. Sunny times in Pretoria, 4, that's your low, reaching a high of 18, with Johannesburg coming in at a low of 4, reaching highs of 15. It's sunny in Mahikeng with a low of 2, peaking at 20, with Klerksdorp at 3 and 19. Kimberley, your temperatures today is 0, that's your low, reaching a high of 20, with Bloemfontein starting off at 0, peaking at 18 degrees. Richards Bay, sunny at 0, reaching, rather, 0% of rain. Richards Bay, 13 is your low. reaching a high of 27. If you're out in Pietermaritzburg, 6 is your low, reaching a high of 25, with Durban at 14 and 25. Mthatha, 5 and 24, your temperatures. East London, 10, that's your minimum, reaching a maximum of 21, with Craddock at 2 and 22, a 5% chance of rain. Gqeberha, it's rainy times over there for you today. 64% chance of rain, 8, reaching a high of 17, and 80% chance of rain for George, with a low of 5, reaching a high of 11. 60% chance out in Cape Town, 9, reaching a high of 14, with Worcester raining times out there at 5 and 15. Sutherland, 2 is your low, reaching a high of 8, and lastly, certainly not least, Uppington, your low is 3, reaching a high of 22. Well, listen, it's rainy in most parts of the country, but no matter what it's looking like in your part of the country, come on, put a smile on your face, make it a feel-good type of day.
Well, it is a feel-good kind of day. We've been cooking up a storm so much, but now it's time to switch lanes a bit and talk about Health Tuesdays on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Everything COVID-19 related.
Yep, if I look like I have superpowers this morning, it's because I joined the 1 million plus people to register overnight when the vaccines were made available to my age group, and I've joined the thousands who have had the vaccination. I'm so glad, and we're going to be getting the latest update from Dr. Emil Reid on vaccinations, on where we stand with the third wave, so please join us for that.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso as we delve into health matters, obviously COVID-19 and our third wave, and now our vaccinations firmly in focus. The violent unrest in the country has somewhat overshadowed the coronavirus pandemic that we are facing, but this does not mean that the virus has disappeared or lessened in any way. At least we are seeing some reprieve, but it's still hectic out there, and the third wave of COVID-19 infections continues to hit the country hard, with many more being infected and others losing their lives. It has hit home so many people that we know have passed away. Personally, it's incredibly heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking indeed, and our trusted medical expert and infectious disease specialist, Dr. Emil Reid, is back on the hot seat in the studio this morning to give us a COVID-19 update and discuss the next phase in the vaccine rollout plan, what that's looking like. And if you have any questions about this vaccine, give us a call right now. The number is 021 110 5552.
It's auspicious that the rain is falling, as you can hear outside. It's blessing us. It's blessing us this morning, and I'm blessing you, you wonderful human being. I always feel like we need to do an emotional check-in before we start talking facts, because you are very much working on the front lines, and I'm sure sleep has been at a very short supply. How are things on the ground level?
Things are going bad. And I think for us working on the front line, we are dealing with it on a daily basis. And the one thing that is of massive concern is that people out there doesn't see the picture and what's reflected in what we see on a daily basis, with the amount of people being admitted to hospital. And I mean, we've been dealing with COVID for the last year and a half, but somehow it seems to stump people. People don't come to hospital when they should. They wait until they are very, very ill. And with vaccinating people in a pandemic is extremely difficult, as we discussed before. The elderly people who already got vaccinated are actually reaping the fruits of being vaccinated. Because if we look at our ICU numbers currently, our ICUs are filled to capacity. And if you look at the average age, where first and second wave used to be around about 65 years of age, currently we're sitting on average at 42 years of age, meaning that the younger group are actually being affected more, and the elderly who has been vaccinated,
it's working,
it's actually working,
which is fantastic. Well, Doctor, yes, seeing the numbers and hearing what those stats are looking like on a daily basis when we tune into the news is one thing, but I think that the reality that you are faced with on a daily basis of all those ICU sort of spaces filled to capacity and not being able to help people really does paint the picture and bring it to life. But we've also been encouraged because we're seeing so many people reporting and posting all over social media that they've been vaccinated. I'm seeing the age group 35 to 49 now. Graham went for his one as well.
Kudos to everyone. I mean, you gave us a number, over nearly 1.5 million people signed up within 24 hours.
It's incredible. Exactly. It's amazing. And it looks to be as if that specific group is more motivated to actually get vaccinated. And that's brilliant. That's what we want to see. And the most important thing that one should never forget is that those people that are at highest risk, the elders, people with comorbidities, that's probably still the important group that we need to get
risk factor
to be vaccinated. Because, as we said, we're not going to get rid or eliminate COVID-19 ever. We're probably going to have to live with it and control it on a year-to-year basis. So the pipe dream of herd immunity or population immunity is exactly what I said. It's probably a pipe dream, and we're probably never going to get there. But we need to vaccinate those people that are at highest risk.
What's the prevalent vaccine at the moment? What's doing the rounds in South Africa?
Currently, we are using the Pfizer jab, and whereas the Johnson & Johnson is being used for healthcare providers. And at this point in time, I don't think people need to worry about which vaccine they actually get. The important thing is to get a vaccine.
Just get it in your arm.
And the reason for that is all vaccines currently are focusing on preventing death, preventing complications, preventing hospitalization, and that is where the work of the vaccine seems to be focused on. And if we look at the UK and the USA, they still have thousands of cases on a daily basis. But if you look at the hospitalizations and the number of deaths, it's extremely low. And people need to understand that vaccines cannot and will not prevent mild to moderate disease. And even if you're vaccinated, you can still contract COVID-19. The important thing is you're not going to fall ill, you're not going to be hospitalized, you're not going to die, meaning that the healthcare services is not going to be overwhelmed.
And that's the danger, I suppose, that's being mitigated by the vaccine. It's such an important reason to step in there and get those to avoid that.
Well, and I can speak from experience. there are no adverse side effects that I've felt. A bit of a sore arm. I haven't even had any flu-like symptoms or anything, but the governance around the system has been really reassuring. The fact that there's so much positive information. The second that you get the jab, SMSs are coming through, talking you through the process, and you can kind of feel that there is a digital tracking of what's going on here. So it's all part of that very positive move forward collectively. Who is next in line?
Well, I think you know my feeling on this. I believe that anybody should be next in line.
You're ready, go, yeah.
And everybody that are motivated to get the vaccine should be able to access it.
Yeah.
So currently, with regards to government, they're looking at vaccinating the 35 to 49 group, although there's still a lot of elderly people that still need to get their jab. Teachers have been vaccinated, healthcare workers have been vaccinated. So it seems like on Monday, government also started to vaccinate the correctional services as well as the inmates.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Absolutely brilliant.
We're moving in the right direction. Well, listen, Dr. Emile Reid is still here. Questions about the COVID-19 pandemic and its associated vaccines, give us a call, 021-110-552, and the good doctors will be able to answer your questions.
Let's keep it in the medical field, shall we? Every Tuesday, we bring you Pharmacy of the Week, a short feature that acknowledges the incredible people working on the front line. And this is our way to say thank you to these brave healthcare workers.
And this, of course, is brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Now, this week's Pharmacy of the Week is MediBloom Pharmacy. Let's take a look.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
My dad is a pharmacist, and as a young child I learned from him how to respect others and how to help them in their needs, how to treat them and give them good health advice. I think what it means to me is to add value to their lives, to give them health tips, how to stay healthy, and to help manage their chronic diseases. I love people. I love to interact with them. I like to see how they feel, what's their needs. I mean, you can immediately pick up the way the person addresses himself, how he feels. Serving is almost like a sacrifice that you put the client's needs before your own.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
We continue to say thank you to all of those fighting on the front line. We truly do appreciate all that you have been doing in this fight.
Indeed, and thank you so much for all of those pharmacists doing the most. Also coming up, more of our COVID-19 vaccine chat with Dr. Emile Reid, so stay there.
Welcome back to it, your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso live on S3. We're opening up to some COVID-19 information and education. Now, the vaccination rollout plan will continue with its next phase, and more people are encouraged to get the vaccine. We've seen lots of them get it. But what is the role of a flu vaccine during this time? Medical head at Sanofi Pasteur Vaccines, Dr. Nasisha Sufi, joins us now via video call to tell us more all about it. Doctor, good morning. Thanks for the time.
Thank you for having me.
Great to be connecting with you at obviously a vitally important time for us, but also quite a confusing time because there are a lot of mixed messages, not necessarily coming from official sources, but out on social media, and it does seem to be weighing popular opinion. And one of those certainly relates to the flu jab versus the COVID-19 vaccination. So I'm going to ask some of the questions that have come through our fold here. And starting with this, will a flu jab protect you against COVID-19 at all, and who can get the flu vaccine?
A really good question, and I am not at all surprised by the question. So throughout the course of the pandemic, we have been receiving questions from the public asking, does the influenza vaccine provide any protection at all against SARS-CoV-2? So the short answer to the question is no. The influenza virus is very different from the SARS-CoV-2 virus. So the influenza vaccine will only protect you against the influenza viral strains that are circulating during the current influenza season. There is some preliminary data that shows some level of cross-protection to SARS-CoV-2. However, this data is still at this stage, you could say, being interrogated. So the short answer to your question is no. The influenza vaccine will not provide protection against SARS-CoV-2. But to bear in mind that the influenza infection is also quite fatal.
Okay, well then let's talk about if someone has taken the flu vaccine and they've already also had the COVID-19 vaccine. Do they then, or rather if they've had the COVID-19 vaccine, would they still need to take a flu vaccine at all, or would the COVID-19 vaccine protect them, I suppose, universally against flu?
Again, good question. So the COVID-19 vaccine will protect you only against SARS-CoV-2. And the influenza vaccine protects you against the influenza virus. Currently, what we're seeing, and I'm sorry if I'm being a bit too comprehensive in my answers, but I'm really very passionate about it. So basically, these are two different viruses. And what we're seeing at the moment is that during respiratory season, during the winter season, we're seeing some sort of competition between SARS-CoV-2 and influenza viral circulation. And it's too early at this time to say which of the two viruses are going to dominate. We know currently for this influenza season, 100% SARS-CoV-2 is dominating. We're not seeing too many cases of influenza. But remember, these are two viruses. They are both mutating, and we don't know how that's going to play out in the future. So there needs to be an equal focus on both vaccines.
Let's get into the practicalities then of the flu vaccine itself. So what are the benefits and the possible side effects of having the flu vaccine?
Okay, so the influenza vaccine protects you against influenza A and influenza B. These are two types of influenza viruses that circulate during the influenza season, that is during the winter months. Now, the benefit here with regards to the influenza vaccine is more greatly appreciated amongst high-risk groups. Now, high-risk groups are pregnant women, HIV patients, individuals with underlying health conditions, so a patient with a heart condition, someone who is asthmatic or has chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Healthcare workers who are on the front line must absolutely actually be prioritized for influenza vaccines. And the reason we say this is because if these individuals do get an influenza infection, they are likely going to suffer from a very severe form of the infection and may go on to developing a pneumonia, may be hospitalized, and in some cases may even die from the infection. In terms of side effects, the good news is to the most part, side effects to the influenza vaccine are as you would expect with any other injection. So you could say a bit of pain at the injection site, some redness, swelling. The more severe adverse events like, for instance, breaking out in hives or Guillain-Barré syndrome, etc., are rare to none. In my experience, working in vaccines for a good few years now, I've not actually met anyone who's been excluded from receiving the influenza vaccine.
Well, we're chatting to the experts this morning.
very lucky.
Dr. Nasiha Sufi, we're very lucky indeed to have you join us and be able to answer all of these questions for us. And I think some very important detail and information coming through there. Dr. Emil Reed, as well as Dr. Sufi, will be answering more of your questions on the flu and the COVID-19 vaccines live right after this. We'd like to thank every single individual who sent through their questions. We are seeing those come through on all of our social media platforms. And you still can give us a call on 021 110 5552 if you do have questions. The doctors are on standby. Time for some music now.
Well, let's take a little breather, shall we? When they say the rain is heavy, bring in Seve. Here's his final track, just for you in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is a song that is perfect for whatever weather you have in your area right now. It's Joe's I Want to Know. Here's Seve.
It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Every time you come around me, I get weak. Yeah. Nobody ever made me feel this way. Oh yeah. You kiss my lips and then you take my breath away. Oh yeah, said I want to know. I want to know what turns you on. Said I want to know, yeah, so I could be all that and more. Said I'd like to know, yeah, know what makes you cry, so I can be, so I can make you smile. Girl, you never understood what you were with. Oh yeah. And you never took the time to make things truly turn more loving. Girl, I'm the type of man who's so concerned. Way that I can please you, let me learn. Said I want to know, what turns you on. Said I want to know, so I could be all and more. Said I want to know, yeah. So I can tell me what I gotta do to please you. Baby, anything you say, I'll do. Cause I only wanna make you happy. From the bottom of my heart, it's true. So tell me what I gotta do to please you. Baby, anything you say, I'll do. Cause I only wanna make you happy. From the bottom of my heart, it's true. Said I wanna know, yeah.
so I could be all that and more. I'd like to know what makes you cry. So I can be it, so I can be the one who always makes you smile, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I can be the one who'll always make you smile. So I can be the one who'll always make you smile. So I can be the one who always makes you smile. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes. Did you feel the warmth? I want to know. Seve, please go grab his latest single called Better Days, available on all streaming platforms, and support vocals from the locals. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. Stay there.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back as we continue our discussion with, it's a health discussion, obviously being a Tuesday morning, infectious diseases specialist, Dr. Emil Reid, and medical head, Dr. Nasia Sufi are still with us, and they are ready to answer all of your questions relating to COVID-19 and the flu vaccine. Thank you once again to every individual who sent through your questions and to those joining us on the line. And it seems like we've got someone on the line right now. In fact, Caroline, a very good morning to you. What is your question for either of the doctors?
Expresso team. I'm from Cape Town.
Welcome from Cape Town. Your question for Dr. Reid, what is it, Caroline?
Yes, thank you very much. I was tested and started, or they tested me 7 days ago that I've got COVID. Okay. I've got my mom that's under her caregiving, she's 90. So I just had her self-tested yesterday. I haven't got results back yet. But she did show on Friday a little bit of a not feeling too well. But she's only got a little bit of a nose coat. Now, just to give a quick thing after that, I had my first injection, over 60 injections. My mom had 2 already. I'm not really sick, just a little bit of a flu and a little bit of chest. Definitely injection help. For anybody who wants to do it, please, injections does help. My question is, because of I've read that you've got 10 to 14 day period of being isolated. with helping her. How do I count the 14 days from if she's COVID? Do I test it from the time that she started her symptoms, 14 days or 10 days, or do I just leave it on my 10 days?
Thanks, Caroline. It's a very good question.
So if I understood it well, is that she asked how long must she wait until her mom can go for a vaccine while having symptoms?
Caroline, is that the case? Or are you wanting to know how long, up until what time it's safe for you to be with your mom again? Or are you talking about getting the second injection, the second vaccination?
No. My question is that my mom has been vaccinated both injections a while ago. The last one was on the 9th of July. I've had my one injection. Because I started my COVID, I've had COVID from 7 days ago, and my mom has been with me all the time because I'm a caregiver. I want to know how long quarantine period do I need to do? Do I need to do the 10, 14-day quarantine, or do I, if she tests today positive, do I continue my 14 as well with her another 14 days?
Does she need to start afresh?
Okay. The important thing is from your diagnosis of being COVID positive, you take the first day of your symptoms and you count from there. So if you develop symptoms 7 days ago and subsequently got diagnosed, you wait 10 days from the first day that you developed symptoms.
Okay.
So nothing more complicated than that. So it's not about the diagnosis, but in fact when you started developing your symptoms.
Well, Caroline, hopefully that answers your question. Thank you very much for giving us a call this morning. And please...
I started feeling a little bit yucky 4 days ago.
Okay.
So, and because of being in the same house and I'm a caregiver, do I now as well quarantine for her 14 days consecutive?
No, Caroline. You only quarantine for yours and not for moms.
Okay, Caroline, thank you so much. Great question. Thank you. I think a lot of people wanting and needing to know that.
Brilliant.
Then we've got another caller, Wendy out in Johannesburg. Wendy, good morning.
Good morning to you, team, and good morning to the doctor. My name is Wendy. I have a question which I've been trying to sort of grapple with and who to speak to about. I've recently been diagnosed with a female condition which is precancerous cells of the cervix. My understanding is that my immune system may already be compromised, and would it be safe for me to have the COVID-19 injection?
Okay.
Dr. Nasia is also on the line. Dr. Nasia, would you like to answer Wendy's question?
Thank you for the question. So, unfortunately, we do not have a COVID-19 vaccine at Sanofi Pasteur. I can answer in regards to the influenza vaccine, but with regards to the COVID-19 vaccine, I'm sorry, but I would have to return that question to Dr.
Reed.
I will gladly answer that question. So having precancerous cells on your pap smear means that you've been infected with a virus called HPV, the human papilloma virus, and meaning that it's not yet cancer, but it can in the next few years develop into something cancerous. So if you look at the weighing up the risks versus the benefits when it comes to COVID-19, I would support you to actually have the COVID-19 vaccination as soon as possible and get the precancerous HPV abnormalities also sorted out with a gynecologist.
Okay.
Wendy, does that answer your question?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so very much for that information. I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Wendy. Have a lovely day. Let's see. We've had a couple of questions come through on our social media lines as well.
Yes,
we've got another caller coming through.
But we do have Maggie. Maggie's out in Cape Town and has been on the line waiting to answer the question. Maggie, good morning, or to ask the question.
Good morning, team and Dr. Reid.
Morning, Wendy.
I'm phoning in connection with the registration of the vaccine. Now, I'm from Kensington, a suburb in Cape Town. So yesterday, my brother-in-law went to the day hospital to get vaccinated, and he was told he must come back with a code. So I just want to know, must you have a code when you want to be vaccinated and you are registered?
You should have received a code, surely, when you registered, yeah.
So Wendy, when you registered, you will actually get an SMS with a code, and in the private sector, that code will be accompanied by a date and a time as well. So as soon as you get confirmation of your registration, including the code, you can go directly to the place indicated in that SMS to receive your jab. So you don't need anything else, you just need that
You just got confirmation to say that you was registered and no code.
No. So the confirmation, as soon as you complete the form on the system, you will get confirmation, and soon thereafter, you will receive another SMS which will indicate the code as well as the clinic in your area where you can access the jab.
Okay.
Maggie, thank you very much for that. And hopefully, if that code can't be located anywhere on your phone or any one of your confirmations, do go back to that registration website. There is an inquiries contact number there, and maybe you can get in touch with that line and see where your code might be sitting. Thank you very much.
Should have received it.
Yeah.
Let's see if we've got some comments or questions coming through on our social media platforms. But we're actually going to call it there. Some really interesting questions coming through, so thank you so much to our callers. Dr. Sufi, apologies that we had no flu-related questions coming through, but you have been superb this morning in helping us highlight the very firm differences between the flu and the COVID-19 vaccination. So thank you so much for weighing in on our discussion this morning. And Dr. Reid, as always, just stay safe out there and look after yourself on the front line and keep saving lives. And once again, thank you so much for your contributions this morning.
But it's also all about what you put inside your body, and this easy vegan ramen recipe might be the trick just for you to warm your soul from the inside.
Made with love by Clover.
And yes, maybe you want to warm yourself from the inside out. Well, maybe you're even looking for ways to turn a pack of affordable noodles into a bowl of comfort food brimming with flavor. Well, our Clover Good Hope Vegan Ramen is a recipe you're looking for, and you can customize it to your own taste. It's soy good. Isn't that right? Do you get that?
It's so good.
It's soy good?
That's great.
It was a joke.
I got it.
Sometimes I hate the fact that I have to wave a joke flag because
that one.
my jokes are just like.
I got it. I was listening out for it.
Yay. Vegan soy ramen.
Yes. Also super easy to make, to be honest.
She's interesting though.
Yeah.
She's very interesting.
Yeah.
Take us through it.
So the nice thing with this is choose your veg that you like. I think that's the biggest thing. People often think ramen, you want to do vegetables. So we've chosen obviously our tomatoes and our broccoli. If you have pak choy, it's amazing with pak choy. Cabbage is great. Those are all quite nice little items to add. So what we've got today is we've got some peanut oil. You can also just use regular sunflower oil at home, but peanut's quite nice for this kind of flavor.
Definitely for the home. And here's the thing what I love about a good ramen is that you can pack in the ginger, the garlic.
We've got, yes,
make it really like comfort, flavoursome. There we go.
You want the ginger is a very big part of this, and obviously your garlic. So I'm adding our ginger here now. I'm going to put this heat down too, so I want to burn the garlic.
No one likes that
garlic.
Burnt garlic.
No, it's disgusting.
Yeah. And what was the other thing that you threw in?
Yeah, so just garlic here, and our ginger. We're going to give this a bit of a stir. And because our pan's quite hot, I'm actually going to add our miso paste now, which is obviously another key ingredient to a ramen. That's going to go in here, and then the flavour for that's also really good. I'm really smelling it. Smells so beautifully. It smells so beautiful. Sorry.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming there.
Oh, and she hit me. It's good. It's good, everybody.
Yeah, so you're basically just giving this a little bit of a stir, and then we're going to be adding our onion powder and our parsley. We've used dry parsley here today. You can use fresh if you want, but dry is great because you often have it in your cupboard.
And also like that you mentioned that you're not, burning it, because you want it to like simmer into, get all that flavors, let it marry together, and then eventually it gives you this beautiful bowl of comfort food.
Exactly. And I mean, if you're someone that likes to kind of do traditional Asian flavors, other item you can add if you want to is a bit of sake or a bit of mirin.
Sake.
Which is when you would add that now. Yeah, if you want that bit of like a kick for the adult food. So I'm going to add our spices over here now.
And that was?
Our herbs. That was our onion powder and our parsley.
Got it.
So
I need to know, because you never know what I still have at the back of the cupboard that I can throw in with my chickpea flour a bit later on. So, I have to ask. I'm very intentional with my things lately.
So now what we're going to be adding now is our stock, which is obviously the base to our broth. I'm adding in here. And then, of course, we're going to add now our Good Hope soy milk.
Oh, and here she comes in with your protein. She's lactose-free, just all that goodness that you need for this broth.
Exactly. So we're going to kind of just add that in here. We're going to use about 3 cups with this, depending on your serving size.
Gabby, I love you so much because you did not even measure anything. You were just like, I'm just going to throw in and stop. And okay.
So that's the fun part when you cook opposed to baking, is you can just be like, throw a bit of this, throw a bit of that.
Wait a minute.
So all you're basically going to do now is I'm going to bring this to the boil, and then I'm going to reduce it down just to kind of get those flavors working through. And in the meantime, we can focus on our veggies, which we have over here.
So this is the crunch factor.
Yes. So what we have over here is we've decided to do some grilled tomato and some grilled tater stem broccoli. So simply, and also some zucchini. So simply, you're going to kind of slice your veggies. You're going to put them in your pan with a little bit of extra peanut oil, grill them to your liking. You still want your veg to be quite crunchy.
Okay.
And then obviously, the best part of a ramen is your ramen noodles, which we already have pre-cooked. So get the simple ones in a packet.
Thank you, Kitchen Fairies.
Yes, we love those. And, put the, kind of boil your ramen to its cooking instructions, and then you have them already on the side.
Okay, so we got everything here right now.
Got everything here already, so now we just need to compile it if you'd like to do the honors. Yeah.
I can do that. Okay, so I'm going in with my...
Yeah, so put your noodles in first.
Here we go. Ooh, she looks yummy.
I mean, honestly, you can even use like tuna noodles for this. I mean, it's very similar, if not even the same.
And then are we going to throw our...
So I like to broth at the end. That's just, so either you put your veggies, make it look all pretty, and then kind of put your broth at the end.
So this one is a bit worrying me, like the tomato. I'm just like, okay, girl, we're doing that.
Each their own for the flavors. The nice thing with the tomato kind of cuts through everything else. Just that nice bit of acidic. If you're not a fan of tomato,
I trust you.
Thank you. But if you aren't a fan of tomato, then adding something like a good squeeze of lemon at the end onto your veggies is also something quite nice.
That acidic taste, and then we obviously have our zucchini.
Yes.
That is cooked to perfection, and this is where we
your
go
final
in.
broth.
I wanted to do it like a sexy little throw, but let's just put it in. Okay, so the ramen is going in. Oh,
and there you go.
At that, and then I see that we also put some avo, fresh avo. That is again optional for you if you want to put that on.
Yes.
And it is served. Easy, vegan ramen recipe for you. ExpressoShow.com is where you can find your hand on the recipe. Gabby, I love this, but of course, if you did miss the steps, here is a quick recap for you.
Made with love by Clover.
it's time for us to sing for our breakfast. It's a Tuesday. You know what happens here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, Expresso? It's Karaoke Tuesday. We get to flex our vocal abilities with the locals. But hey, it's a special one today because, I mean, come on. Royalty of... you know what I mean? Guys, let's not waste time.
Yeah,
we're singing
dancing.
Wonder?
It's Wonderwall by Oasis. We've got David Watkins, Anna Carstens, and then Tabiso and Zoe. You're going to be lead. I will be doing interpretive dance. Let's go.
I like it.
There we go.
Today's gonna be the day that we're gonna bring us back to you. I love it. Yes.
By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
Hey.
Break it down.
Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt.
Hey.
I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how.
Here we go. Here we go.
'Cause baby, you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall.
Second verse. Here we go.
Today will just be the day that we're never going back to you.
Great timing, guys. Let's go.
By now you should have somehow realized what you got to do. And I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there are winding, and all the lights that make the way are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how.
Yes. We're running.
I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all,
Break it down.
you're my wonderwall. I said maybe you're the one that saves me. And after all, what I say, where's the last line?
You drive me crazy. You ain't lazy. You come and save me. You know I'm crazy. And come and save me. You know I'm lazy. Come and save me. Yes! Come on!
Siyacula njengoba sothini. Sizothini.
David Stick, man. We love you guys. Thank you so much for weighing in today. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Have a fantastic day.
Love you. Say it with steaming hot breakfasts, soul food Sundays, and slow-cooked dinners that will warm any winter. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.